The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect those of the Barbers Chat Network, our great partners at H&B Media, or any of our media peers. We're just five idiots who love sports and love to talk shit. If you're offended easily, then this show isn't for you. And for those of you who aren't offended easily, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Remember, it's only entertainment.
So cool.
Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold. My agent just said we made 100 flat. Make it back and make it stack this like no Steven Jack. Put my rings up in the camera like I needed that. Up in the air and at the rim is where I meet them at.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of I'm Not Gonna Hold You. It is the first show of Friday. It is Friday, October 4th, 2024. I'm your host, Scott Lewis, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at Barberchair Scott. You can also follow the Barberchair Network on all social media platforms at Barberchair Net. Follow our partners, H&B Media and H&B Media TV on Twitter and at H&B Media on Instagram, man. Of course, you can subscribe to the Patreon, man. Patreon.com/Barberchair Network. You got your phone out, man. You take your phone, put it right up to the screen, and take you to this QR code to take you right to the link. Subscribe for any of our 4 tiers, and if you get the Barberchair Network All Access tier for $10 for first time subscribers, will get a 25% off code for the Barberchair Network merchandise shop, and that shop is bcnetshop.com. Everything you need on there. You got your 79th and Hallis merch. You got the 10th anniversary 79th and Hallis merch that you see right up there on the screen. We've got I'm Not Gonna Hold You merch, as well as just regular Barberchair Network merch in general, man. So we appreciate everybody checking us out today, man. We have got a packed show today. We have got ESPN 1000's own co-host of the Captain J Hood Morning Show, Jonathan Hood, joining us in just a minute to talk about everything that's been going on with the Bears. Gonna get a little bit of Bulls and White Sox talk in there as well, man. But I'm gonna bring my co-host in here right now. We've got the one and only JR Bang, and we've got Dante, man. You can follow JR Bang at JR Bang on all social media platforms. And you can follow Dante at October's own Tay. Quick schedule update for everybody. I will be going to London next week. Dante will be going to London next week. Mikey's not here today. Mikey, rest up. I know he's not feeling too good.
I'll be in Maywood.
Bang will be in Maywood.
I'll be in Maywood.
Mikey will allegedly be out of town too. So there'll be no show next Friday. There'll be a show on Monday, but there'll be no show on Friday because I will be somewhere in London enjoying myself. I'll either be at Bears practice or I'll be somewhere wildly intoxicated walking those London streets. One of the two will be going on. So there'll be no show next Friday, the 11th, man. But before we bring our guest in, Bang, Dante, how y'all feeling?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good.
I'm solid, bro. Ready for London. Bought my portable charger. Got that joint on deck. Ready to rock.
I bought mine too. Shout out to Dante. Shout out to Pat V for getting me right for this trip. Nigga, I've spent so much money getting stuff right. There was so much stuff I haven't known. I've never been out of the country before. I had to buy me a portable charger. I had to get me a new outlet thing Dante told me to get because their outlets ain't like ours. I had to call my bank, let them know any charge you see is not a fraud alert. I had to make sure Verizon wasn't going to make me pay the $5 for calling and texting out there, but everything has been taken care of. And also, big salute to all the 79th and Hallis fans who donated to the GoFundMe during training camp to help me and my brother get there because this shit was not cheap. So, We appreciate y'all, man. But we're going to bring in our first guest for the day, man. If you in Chicago, man, you know who this guy is, man. Friend of the program. Friend of the program. Friend of the program himself, Mr. Jonathan Hood. He is ESPN 1000 Zone and co-host of the Cap and J Hood Morning Show each and every morning on ESPN Chicago. J Hood, what's going on, bro?
Scott, Dante, Lee.
With the government.
Wow.
Good to be back on the bar. Good to be back on the show. Thank you, Scott.
You know what's crazy? I did not know this man's name was Lee. I did not know that.
Well, you were blowing something today.
Wow.
It's like when Vince McMahon turned to CM Punk and go, "Well, Phil, let's open this thing up. Phil, goddamn, pal."
Yes, that is the government name, y'all.
Wow.
That's what you get. Man. Do you know me now?
I know you.
Okay, thank you.
Oh man, J Hood, how's it going, bro? How you feeling today, man?
I'm feeling great. We're right here in the middle of football season, and I'm feeling good about the Chicago Bears. I know that's one of the topics we want to broach today, but I'm feeling really good about where the Bears are at 2-2.
Yeah, I think relieved is more the word for me. I was in the booth on Sunday in the press box, literally thinking about, man, like this is about to go left. I didn't think it was gonna go like this early, but they were able to get that win, man. Let's just get right to it. I want to get your thought on. I kind of feel stuff that's been going on in Bears Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Like over this first month of the season, I feel like Bears fans. I don't know if I want to say been brought back to reality a little bit, but I feel like. This definitely, if you'd have told us that the record would have been 2-2 going into this point in the season, I don't think anybody would have been too shocked. I think that's pretty much what people reasonably thought they would be. But I think the issue is just how the offense has been playing. You know, when you got that and Justin Fields playing well, Jaden Daniels going well, I feel like there's been a lot of insecurity too. And I know the calls that you and Cap must get. What do you think the post of Bears? Not just Bears Twitter, but Bears fans are a quarter into the season?
I think that because we've never had a number one pick at the quarterback position, I think it threw some people off, like that Caleb Williams is supposed to be Patrick Mahomes from the jump, and that's just not reality. I watched him at USC. He had a much better junior year than he had senior year. What I saw is a guy that is very poised. Being at USC, as you well know, Scott, I mean, if anyone knows, the coverage at USC is like coverage of the NFL team. The NFL team in LA is USC. And so it's not like Caleb Williams is surprised by anything, especially from the Chicago media or being in the NFL. He's already paid. Now it's about him winning a championship. But I just think that a lot of people got to twist it and not understand, like, there's a process. What I said in the summer, and, I try to bring perspective. Look, we all have takes. We all have ideas. But the perspective is that Shane Waldron has never coached a rookie before, a rookie quarterback. And then Caleb Williams has never been in the NFL before. And then so those two combustible elements of Shane understanding in Chicago, you got to run the football, and you're working with a young quarterback. He's not going to throw it. He shouldn't throw it 50 times a game. So I just think that whole process is working its way out. The quarterback, the offensive coordinator, and of course, question marks about the offensive line. So I think 2-2 is exactly where I had them. Before the season, I had them as a 9-win ball club because of just the adjustment of having a rookie in there. As much as I would love for the Bears to have a CJ Stroud on their hands right now, having a great season, I just think it's going to be a good season, but I think it's going to be a developing season.
Well, I know what's your take on really kind of how Caleb has been playing? I kind of feel like it's been a little bit of a mixed bag. I do think personally it's been progression each week, maybe not to the speed that a lot of Bears fans will have wanted, but it's definitely, I feel like each week he's gotten better and better. What have you seen from Caleb that you've liked, that you didn't like, and what gives you kind of, I guess, like, makes you feel good about him being this quarterback that Bears fans eventually hope he becomes?
So on one side, you have a guy that can make elite throws. And we've seen that with Cole Kmet. We've seen that with DJ Moore. We've seen that with Roma Dunze, in which he can get the ball to his targets. Cole Kmet, all these. So I like that. On the other side, here's a guy here that also knows he's got to get the ball out in 3 seconds or less. If he has the ball more than 3 seconds, he is going to get sacked. And we've already seen that this season because of this terrible shit-ass offensive line that the Bears have right now. So that's one thing. The other thing is that he understands that, hey, you don't have to throw the ball 40, 50 times in order to win a football game. We already saw that in Indianapolis, and the math wasn't mathing because it was like 52, 53 throws and 16 points. And like, that doesn't work. That just didn't. So I think he's understanding. And the other thing is that, like I just told you before, like, he's not overwhelmed by anything based on that standpoint. The other side, though, is that sometimes he does reflect back to his USC days. Like, man, if I just do loop-de-loops behind the line of scrimmage and just hold the ball 8-9 seconds, I'm going to make a play. That's cool on Saturdays. That just doesn't walk on Sundays. You just can't do that. And so, but a young quarterback is learning, and I just feel like he's not stabbing anybody in the back. He understands that he and DJ Moore got to be on the same page. And so far, he's a young man that's wise beyond his years. And I think that it's going to work out. I really do, especially if he has a better offensive line.
I've been waiting on this to ask you this question. The national media's perception of what's going on here. With your network and other networks, it feels like the Bears are public enemy number one because they've drafted a quarterback at number one. You have the Jaden Daniels thing that's going on and all of the pomp and circumstances going on around him. And it just feels like the Bears is being punished from a national media perspective because they have drafted a quarterback at number one. You sit in that seat in the morning show in the third biggest market in the United States. Mm-hmm. How have you felt about the perception of Caleb Williams and the Bears and their perception of the national media? Because I've heard you on national media talk about this.
Yeah, I think that where was that energy for Bryce Young? Right? Well, was he not the number one pick in the draft? Like, where was all that Carolina talk? Like when he was struggling behind that bad offensive line, and that he's 5'6", and when he turns sideways, you can't see him. Like, where was that? All that kind of conjecture and all that talk last year. Well, I think that just looking at our people at ESPN, people at FS1, I just think that people weren't really hot on Caleb Williams to start with coming into the draft. I think some felt that way, felt like he was never worthy of the number one pick. And I disagree with that. I think that people also look at Caleb Williams and also take it out on Ryan Poles. And they think that Ryan Poles built the defense too quickly. Like, he built his house on the inside and not the outside. When you build a house, you want to be able to build the structure and then work on the inside. He did it the opposite direction. He worked on the defense first. Then he worked on the outside. And it's kind of like, that was just a little bit different than most general managers would do it. I just think that because the Bears have not done it right for so long, guys, I think that the past sins is really part of this organization now, how people look at the Bears now. And I don't see it that way. I do not see it that way. Just because Ryan Pace was here and Jerry Angelo was here and Mark Hatley was here and all these general managers in the past that didn't do it right, that didn't find protection for Jay Cutler on the offensive line, did not give him weapons, and other quarterbacks in the past. Whole point is, though, is that whatever happened in the past, that's the past. The whole idea that people come on to this network and say, oh, it's the Bears, they always fuck it up, it's always the Bears. It's not true. Because a new set of eyes on this organization, this is not controlled by the McCaskies trying to make football decisions. That's not what's happening. This is straight up run by Ryan Poles, and it's going to fail or succeed at the hands of Ryan Poles. So I think that people just look at the past, bang, and they say, it's always the Bears. They always screw this up. I don't think so this year. I don't think this regime is going to try to do that.
Yeah, definitely. And, obviously with Caleb, and Rome, the focus is going to be on the offense, and we understand that. But the defense has been elite. Again, Tremaine Edmonds looks good in year 2. The secondary, they have 6 turnovers so far, so they've been elite. With that being said, how do you feel about, Matt Eberflus's job security? Because we keep talking about stability with Caleb Williams. But we've still seen some things from Matt that we haven't liked, with, some of the challenges he's made, and, the use of timeouts and just situational things with the team. So with the defense being as good as it is, do you think that's something that gives him a little extra leash that he probably, most of us feel like he doesn't deserve?
Damn, Dante, you're not hitting me with the Milwaukee Brewers talk today? Okay. I'll just wait later on, man. I'll tune in later on. I was hoping for some little baseball question from you, but you know what?
Well, we got a baseball question for you, but ain't for a team to make the playoffs.
Oh, I know exactly right. Some of these teams sitting right next to the Cubs and White Sox and over on the side. I know. I said at the time, I said at the end of last season that Matt Eberflus should be fired. And the reason why is because it's like anything else. If you feel like you're upgrading at your quarterback position, if you feel like you're upgrading your defense, if you feel like you're upgrading your wide receiver room, why wouldn't you upgrade your head coaching position? Why wouldn't you do that? Some of the same mistakes that we saw in the first 2 years of Eberflus, we're seeing it here. Dante, you just laid it out, talking about this, the inability to understand timeouts, time and score, those little things like that. That can hurt a football team. Now, on the other side of it, Matt Eberflus is a player's coach, and his defense is stout. His defense is a top 5 defense. It probably is going to end up being a top 5 defense at the end of the season. But that doesn't hold water. That doesn't keep your job intact because you're ultimately a defensive coordinator with a head coaching title. His defense is solid. He's got good players. You look at, we thought coming in, okay, who else could get to the quarterback besides Montez Sweat? Well, there's Taylor, there is Dexter, there's Billings, there's Austin Booker had played well in the preseason. So he's got guys and a strong linebacking core and great weapons in the secondary. But does that mean that he should have a long-term deal because his defense is tight? I think that the bottom line for me is that at the time, I would have changed coaches. But here's the deal. If the Bears don't make the playoffs, then Eberflus will not be here because time's ticking. You got this great wide receiver room. You got a quarterback you're trying to foster. You got a running game that you feel pretty good about. And if it's the same, if you still got 7 wins, if you're not in the playoffs, I can see a change. I would have done it before, but this is Ryan Pohl's choice.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I think everybody can agree on, that Flus should have been gone. I think it just never made no sense to me. If you're gonna start from scratch with the new rookie quarterback and just really kind of just being to have the organization exactly how you want it, it made sense to start over with a new head coach. So I definitely agree with that. Let's talk about this particular game this Sunday. I feel like these next 5 games is a very winnable stretch here. I know you and Cap talked about this week about how this 5 games can make a break this season, which I 100% agree with. I think we're gonna know a lot about the Bears, but coming up with this Panther team, yeah, they've looked a lot better with Andy Dalton in the lineup, but they have not played the defense like they're gonna play this Sunday. And they're also going to be having their defense. They're missing both of their starting linebackers this week, and they already are 31st ranked overall defense. Do you think this will be the week that we finally see the offensive splash from the offense?
I think so, Scott, because the blueprint was open against the Rams last week, right? The one thing that we were talking about a lot is how can the Bears run the football more? And I want to make sure it's clear. I'm not trying to turn the clock back on the Chicago Bears like we got to run it like we did in 1985. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that the offensive line has to work together in order to make DeAndre Swift be able to run the football a lot more effective. It's not just DeAndre Swift, but also it's Roshan Johnson, and if Khalil Herbert gets a few touches, him the same way. You see how DeAndre Swift was able to get through the tackles and was able to get first downs, and then he had great all-purpose yards because they used him for short yardage, passing the football. So it was good for him to be able to do multiple things, run the football and also be able to throw the ball in the flat, and he was able to get some yardage there. But I think that running the football is one thing, but I think that Caleb Williams has to be on the same page with his weapons. There's a reason why this room is filled. Like, what I expect this Sunday is for the Panthers to say, did you hear what's going on with DJ Moore and Caleb? They got to be on the same page and talking, well, we got to double DJ. And if that's the case, then Rome Odunze should eat. Then Keenan Allen should eat. That means that Cole Kmet should be able to play very well at the tight end position and get some targets. So I just think that against these two bad teams, Carolina and Jacksonville, it's a great opportunity for the Bears to kind of get into a rhythm. We just covered like that whole, remember that series, Scott? It was like I think it was in like the third quarter where we was able to get the ball down the field. Like I think it was a Caleb run, ran the football well, a couple of nickel dime passes and got into the end zone. We was like, oh, look at what Caleb can do. That has to be commonplace. That has to happen more than just one particular game or one quarter. Like that has to be on a regular basis where you're starting to see Caleb feel comfortable in the pocket. And if it is a 5-yard pass, 10-yard pass, run the football, whatever it is to keep the time going and for them to get to the end zone, that's what I want. But it just can't be just the one time or maybe a couple times against the Rams. Against these teams, he should be able to get what he wants offensively.
So looking at that 15-play script and just the first half in general, what would you like to see from the Bears in the first half of not just this Carolina game, but going forward? This seems like this would be easy schedule.
Yeah, Bang. It starts with Swift and whatever they're going to do with the running game. But here's the thing. I think it's an adjustment for the offensive coordinator, too. Because in Seattle, as he tried to fix Geno Smith, balls in the air, a little bit of a running game, balls in the air. I just think that you have to just slowly bring along a rookie quarterback. I think that that's how you have to do it until Caleb is 100% comfortable of being able to connect to his targets. One of the negatives that I omitted earlier is that Caleb cannot overshoot receivers. Bang! I mean, you saw this with Adunze and for DJ Moore. Yeah. Is that it's open, man? He's like, I got him. I'm I don't know, a yard and a half, 2 yards ahead of the DB, and you're throwing the ball 10 yards over my head. That's just a connection that Caleb's got to make with his wide receivers. So I just think that against these two opponents, you run the football is paramount, but also you've got to be able to connect to these receivers a lot better. Drop it in the bucket. Seemed easy in preseason, didn't it?
Yeah.
What about now?
Yes, it's sadly a lot different now.
It's what Bang said. You got to take care of this now in this college football schedule that the Bears have right now, all this non-conference that they have right now. I've never seen a Bears schedule where you have all these teams and then you don't get into the division until mid-November. Well, get yours now because it's going to get tougher. When you get to mid-November, Detroit, Minnesota, and Green Bay, that's a whole different level.
This definitely could be homecoming weekend for us. One of these games is homecoming weekend. It's Mount Carmel versus Schurz out here.
It needs to be homecoming weekend, 100%. I want to go to a couple other Chicago teams. I know we only got like a couple more minutes left with you, man. But the Bulls had media day this week. Zach LaVine, yeah, right. Zach LaVine looking like I won't get fined.
Thank God for this network because I didn't know. It snuck up on everybody, man. We so immersed in the Bears. Yeah, we so immersed in the Bears. It's like, oh, Zach's talking with some balls. Oh, let me turn this down and see what's going on.
Did they play a basketball game? Did I see on like some chicks Instagram plays?
The Abu Dhabi game. You know, they always send the team.
I didn't even know.
The NBA season in general snuck up on me.
Yeah.
Like, I saw Russell Westbrook highlight tape on House of Highlights there, and I was like, when he get on the Nuggets? So that surprised me as well.
Orlando, yeah, you saw what I said yesterday. The freakiest team in the NBA, the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, it's still like we ain't got to spend too much time on this. I definitely want to get your take on the two baseball teams, but what, if anything, should we expect from the Bulls this year? I kind of feel like they don't know if they want to rebuild or if they want to still do this fake play-in competition type.
Jag for flag, pause.
I think so. I think that's the key, right? But with this organization, they probably wouldn't get Cooper Flag. They probably find somebody else because the one thing that I know is like out of all the Chicago sports teams, I mean Reinsdorf and the White Sox are the worst, but then second worst is the Chicago Bulls as far as what to do. I thought Zach was very strange in the way he came across because he referred to the Bulls at one point as they and instead of us, and it's just like, are you on the Bulls or not? I just at the beginning of his press conference, and hey, cool that he had a statement, but it's just kind of like it's almost like he was talking about himself as an entity more so than the Bulls. And I'm like, yep, he's gonna be a Clipper soon. Yeah, he's gonna be up out of here, and you can just tell that they're retooling, they're rebuilding this thing. This to me, Scott, is a non-playoff team. It is to me, and this is a Eastern Conference that's got Atlanta and some of these other teams that will struggle to get to the playoffs. We used to say ninth place for the Bulls, hanging on to the wild card to play in, that kind of thing. I just like it doesn't seem like it's a playoff team to me or a postseason team. Lights will be shut off at the United Center. Lights out, no games. That's what's going to happen at the United Center. Shit's going to be dark. Nope. that's what's going to happen at the United Center because I think that Zach will be traded, and then who do you rely on? And also you have it's weird. Lonzo Ball's back, and Josh Giddey's on the team, so now you have redundancy at the point guard spot.
Yep.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I also think too, it would be peak Bulls. They actually got that top pick and didn't take Cooper Flag. It just annoys me even think about. I know they got
select Ron Harper's son.
I know they're on a new network now, the Chicago Sports Network. It's not on Xfinity yet, so I haven't seen any of the coverage. But I do know that I was like, you know what, I'm not that in a rush to watch the Bulls. But last topic, man, and we'll get you out of here. We're in the middle of the MLB playoffs. The ALDS, the NLDS kick off tomorrow. Shocking surprise here. There'll be no baseball in Chicago. Tell me, one, how you felt as a White Sox fan going through this historically terrible season, and where exactly do they go from here?
I'll answer that question, but I gotta have Dante ask me a question too because he's the Clinton Yates of this month right here. I get my baseball coverage from right here. That's where I get my baseball coverage because it's raw and it's fun, and so I enjoy it when I see it here on the network. So when it comes to the Chicago White Sox, you're asking, right? So
yeah,
so they will lose in excess of 100 or more games for the foreseeable future. Unless there's going to be an ownership change. I said that the White Sox will not be a serious contender in the American League until 2032. But that's not hyperbole. What that is like, so you have an ownership they don't spend, and then you don't have anything in the farm system. Don't get it twisted about this Colson Montgomery or some of these guys in the farm system. They really don't have next level talent to make a difference. The only positive for the White Sox is they have halfway decent starting pitching. But what good is it if you have no offense? Like I'll share something with you. I heard a couple weeks ago about Yoan Moncada. Rumor innuendo about Yoan Moncada is that he could have been with the White Sox earlier in the second half, but he wasn't ready yet. And so now we get the D Rose mental hurdles thing going. Like he's like, I'm not sure if I'm ready. But then it's like, well, why don't we just shut you down? Nah, I'll come back late September. That's what I heard. And I'm just like, that's the kind of mentality that's happened with the White Sox. It's not like Moncada would have made a difference between being the worst team that we've ever seen and not. But just the point is that's the mentality that's going on there. And so there has to be a clean sweep. And then once you sweep it, Scott, then how's it get better? If you don't spend money, you have no prospects, then how do you get better? It's embarrassing at this point in time in the postseason that you have three teams in the Central that's in the playoffs and the White Sox are not. Sox would have been better off in the American League West taking on the Angels, and maybe they would have had a better record. But it's demoralizing. I was at that last game for the White Sox against the Angels. And I was walking to the parking lot. I was like, "Hi, what's up? How you doing? How you doing?" And it was just people just grumbling. They had their charcoal and they was like cooking and drinking, for that day game. And they were just like, "Yeah, we're here. We're only here because it's a nice day. It's not because of the baseball." The 10th most important thing about White Sox baseball is the actual baseball. I mean, like the food and the camaraderie with fans and bullshitting, telling stories, and taking your kids to the area in which where kids can play, the milkshake, all this other stuff. It's all great. And then you get the baseball. And that unfortunately, that's like 9th or 10th most important thing because it's going to be bad for a while. It's going to hurt for a while. But this is on Jerry Reinsdorf. This is the this is the direction he wants to take it, and it's sad as a Sox fan to watch that on a regular basis.
I do find it hilarious that he said that they'll compete because the division sucks, and 3 of the 4 teams will be playing tomorrow afternoon. Go ahead, Dante.
And it gets worse because because of the new CBA, they can't pick higher than 10th this year. And when you're a top market team and you don't spend, you also don't get rewarded with draft picks. So, like you said, they're screwed.
Yeah, it's coming. Dante. I think they're 10th. I think think about this, man. You are the worst team that we've ever seen in Chicago. The worst team we have ever. This is Tim Floyd. Okay, Terry. We're talking about bad teams all the way around. Bad Bears teams, bad Bulls teams. Bad Sox and Cubs. We have never seen anything like this. And then your reward, you draft 10th.
Yeah, that's wild.
Now here's my bad. You had a question?
Yeah, just real quick. We talk about the other team on the north side. They've had a few years to rake in the bucks from the new Wrigley Field. Your renovations are done. You got money in your pockets. Are the Ricketts ever gonna spin, or is it just that the Cubs are now their cash cow? We broke the curse. It's over with. Be happy with that.
If I gave you $235 million, could you get me in the playoffs?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's the payroll for the Cubs. That's the payroll for the Cubs, and they could not get to the playoffs again. So it's not about spending; it's who you spend it on. Right?
Spend in the right places.
Well, Scott, here's what it is. The Cubs in our lifetime, there's always been, the Tribune Company is cheap, the Wrigley Gum Company is cheap. They won't spend money. $235 million. On top of that, now it's become Evergreen Plaza. Now everybody can just be able to build something there, have something at the mall, have a skating situation, have concerts there. Like, they have all these different revenue streams, right? But yet
over there.
The Potbelly's there, like little Starbucks, like the little shoes places coming back,
A Verizon Wireless that wouldn't let me get my iPad because of racial profiling, but that's a whole different episode.
We're selling fake watches.
Yeah.
And pictures.
Speaking of racial profile, there's also a Raising Cane's there. So I'm just saying that it makes no sense, Dante, that you have $235 million, but you don't have any stars. That's the whole point of it. They don't have any stars, because now what the Cubs will tell you is, well, we have to find out if Bellinger is going to come back or not. And Cody Bellinger is not a star. Yeah. I can't go through another winter of, will the Cubs sign Cody Bellinger? If you're not hot on one of these Boris clients and getting like guys that can hit and guys that can help your bullpen, that's the other thing. Cubs had no bullpen help 8th and 9th into the back end of the bullpen to win. Then you're going to get what you deserve. Small market Milwaukee, even though they got eliminated yesterday, got bounced. Small market Milwaukee finds a way to get in the playoffs again, and the Cubs sat home.
After losing a manager to the Cubs.
Think about
that. I just one, and I was gonna say this too. Like, in last time Cody Bellinger was a star, Barack Obama was still in office. That's how long ago that was.
Hey, but Dansby Swanson is gonna play that Outcast. When he come up,
he gonna play the Outcast.
He gonna play the Outcast.
And keep hitting 230. Don't forget about that too.
And keep hitting 230. At least my hair looks good. That's all he cares about. J Hood, we know you got to get up out of here, man. We appreciate you joining us. Anything you want to say before you get up out of here?
Yeah, just follow me on Instagram at xjhood on IGJHood on Instagram. The Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood podcast, where you can find me as well. And I do wrestling just like Bang does there with Good Karma Wrestling, and I'm on Busted Open on SiriusXM. So don't forget the morning show, 7 to 10. I mean, when I go in to do my taxes, it's a stack. I'm there for like 4 hours, like all these different things I'm doing right now. Because you know why I do this? You know why I do this, Bang? I do this because I have to keep the lights on.
Yeah.
Because these bills don't pay themselves. So please support me. Please support me.
Hey, I'm just trying to get my my Busted Open appearance, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said about that. Yeah, so
keep the beef with Michelle Smallerman going. I love this. It's the only reason why I watch the show is to see them get mad at you because you've banned them from the show. I appreciate you for that.
That's exactly right. She gonna be from the state, but yet be a Green Bay Packers fan. That's some
disgusting.
ass backward shit there. I don't understand.
Keep that
All right,
beat going.
J Hill, man. We'll holler at you, man. Have a good weekend. Hopefully that Bears game is a homecoming game.
Oh, that is the hope. And bring your number one for the homecoming game. Remember that. Bring your number one. Don't bring your two. Bring your number one. Always.
All right.
Solid. All right, guys.
All right, man. That is Jonathan Hood, one half of the Cap and J Hood morning show each and every Monday, each and every day, Monday to Friday on ESPN 1000, man. Also, support me, nigga, because I'm be eating oodles and noodles, nigga, after this London trip. Support me, nigga. Patreon.com/Barbershop Network. Buy one of them shirts, nigga. But anyway, we got 30 more minutes here in the local hour, man. And then
It is
hour
the
two.
local hour.
Yeah, we didn't get to show it last time, so here is the artwork for the local hour on here, man. Here we go. I forgot. I told Dante I was gonna do pictures. That ain't no Dante. That's on me. There we go.
The local hour.
There we go. We
This
just
nigga
had
be making me
Jonathan.
look bad, man.
No, that's my fault. Hey, but at least I said on air. This is my fault. See what happens when the kid got other stuff to do. This what happens. You leave the niggas in charge of producing. That's what happens. What Dave Chappelle say? You all concerned with stuff like the war. Like that's the problem right here, man. But yeah, man. Let's get into this Bear stuff. Get our takes on this weekend. I think that one thing that has been severely overblown and is really annoying me with Bears Twitter. And Bang, you'll be proud of me. I was not really on Twitter this week.
Oh,
I was not really. In fact, today when the link got tweeted out for the show, that was a scheduled tweet.
oh, look at you.
That was a scheduled tweet.
Look at you using technology.
Yeah, I was in my bunker rewatching Billions season 4. So I was nowhere near my phone when that happened. So, but the one thing I did peep was fans getting mad at DJ Moore for what he said at the podium on Wednesday, where he said, "Oh yeah, if Caleb would have missed me on that linebacker, we was gonna have another talk." And he was, "Oh, he sound like a diva." I was like, "Did I miss something?" I'm literally sitting in front of him, and he laughed. I'm literally the first desk in front of the podium, and I'm like, he laughed. What's the issue here? And everybody making such a big deal about it. I'm not worried about that. One thing I am worried about is the usage of DJ Moore. One thing I am worried about is all the talk from Caleb and Shane, Waldron, and Flus this week about being so gung-ho about not having turnovers. You know what that spells out to me? Game manager talk. I don't want to hear that. I told y'all I love a good old-fashioned gunslinging. I love that we saw from Kirko Chains last night. I became a fan of Kirk. We'll talk about this in an hour or two, but I really became a fan of Kirk Cousins while I saw him on quarterback. He's just a naturally corny, nice white guy. He's
a cool Christian guy.
Right, exactly. Like the fact he didn't know what the swag surf was till he got the Atlanta that song.
Our God is an awesome God. He reigns. That's Kirk Cousins.
Hey,
He don't know nothing about
but-
swag, sir.
But he hit that bitch at the end of the game.
Yes,
No,
he
he
did.
ain't.
That motherfucker
He
was-
hit that bitch.
No, if you see the video of Taylor Brooks, he hit even better on there, man. But we'll talk about that in an hour too. But I'm worried about. I want to see some gunsling. I really hope that the game plan isn't, "I'll keep it to 25 throws and manage the game." And no, man, let them throw the ball. That's what the one thing that did kind of scare me. And this weekend is going to tell me everything I need to know. I think the offense last week did enough to get the job done. Like you said, man, like Jay Hood said, homecoming game. This defense sucks. Not only do they suck, they were out there 2 starting linebackers. There needs to be a show. I need to see 28 points at the minimum this week, man. Bang, what's your feeling on this week? And on what you think the offense should do? And are you worried about the limiting turnovers talk?
I'm not worried about that because that should happen. But I need to see a blowout. I'm not even going to front. I need to see an ass whooping. I don't want to see a 7-point game. It needs to be double digits. This team, as you said, is without, the 2 starting linebackers. And even still, they're not the best defense. They're decent comparable to who they played. But nah, I need to see an ass whooping. I need to see Caleb have an efficient, let me just say this, an efficient 300-yard game. I need to see the offense the way that it was designed to be. These are the games that you take advantage of these situations and you get what I've been saying for weeks, confidence. If you come out this game and you don't score on the first drive, that's a problem for me. Yeah. Because we haven't been able to do that. And I ain't talking about 3. I'm talking about 7. I need to see explosion. I need to see a well-balanced, explosive offense. I'm not going to go as far as to say I need to see a Mitchell Trubisky game versus Tampa Bay, but I need to see something that says, okay, this is how this offense can look. Going up against a team that you should outclass. Now, this is the only thing that I will say that has me a little bit worried, is this might be a homecoming game for us. This is probably a Super Bowl for the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers has been hearing for about almost 2 years how we fleeced them and how this person should have been over here. Then you add Andy Dalton to it, and this is a revenge game for him, so to speak. That's the only thing that has me a little bit worried if you come out there and you overlook them. But I don't think that should be the case. Flu should be like, yo, we got to dominate these boys. We need to show them what Caleb is about. The world has been talking about Jaden Daniels. We need them to talk about this offense. And the last thing is about the defense in particular. Dare I say this defense is very underrated.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Very underrated. For some reason, they don't talk about this defense enough. The defense needs to have a coming out party on the Carolina Panthers.
And I'll say this when we get to Dante. You know what's funny? Caleb go out there and do the 300-yard thing. National media.
Scott touching shit again, y'all.
Yeah, he touching shit again, y'all.
Okay. Oh, my bad. Yeah, oh, man. Yeah, I got to stop doing that.
Anyway. It was the way you came back on, like, damn, I did, my bad, yeah.
Yeah, that's my bad, yeah. Also, my internet was tweaking. But anyway, yeah. That's just how I feel about that. But Dante, man, what's your thoughts about Sunday?
I mean, at this point, I don't want the homecoming game. I'm good on the homecoming games. We've seen that with Mitch. We saw it with Justin, where they had that game where they go crazy and everybody get excited. I do think they need to beat them by at least 2 touchdowns. So I just want to see more consistency in the offense. And since my big issue has been, the misconnections on the deep balls, I want to see Caleb hit more of those. Like we said, the play we saw where he had Rome on the post wide open and he hit the check down. Like, don't get me wrong, he got like 10, 12 yards. But when those plays, we can't do the same. We're going to do the same thing we did with Justin. When you got those big plays, we're not trying to see you check down all game. Like I said, I do agree he's made some throws that have been amazing, but he's also missed some throws that, like, I feel like for him, and he would probably say as well, are layups. So I just want to see that consistency downfield. The Panthers, bro just tore his Achilles. I think their defense is done. Like, I understand they were playing well, but losing their best linebacker, that's a wrap. So I think this week you just got to win by 2 touchdowns. Like, it don't have to be a homecoming, like just beat the shit out of them. Because I do think at the end of the day, it gets sketchy when you start playing a team that hasn't won in a while. You feel me? Like, that energy, they want to get that off of them. So, like you said, and in this case, you got a team that you've been, pretty much bragging about how you fleeced them, So it's going to be interesting, but I think the Bears they'll take care of business. I told you, I think we're going 4-1 in these 5.
Oh, we're going to get to that in just a minute. I want to do the game by game on that. But
yeah, because I'm changing my prediction.
Oh, okay. I definitely want to know if you would change it. But as far as the DJ Moore thing, are y'all concerned with the way that he's been used? Because I feel like last year, as bad as Luke Getsy was, and he's terribly bad. I mean, he's bad now. He's got Devante Adams. Want to check it out the 4 games. But it kind of feels like DJ Moore's been used a lot better last year than he is now. Like, not that his targets, he's still getting a decent amount of targets. The targets isn't the issue. It's how they use them is the issue. And there's not enough deep shots. Now, of course, If he connects last week, there's a couple opportunities where he could have connected. We have a different conversation. But Bang, are you concerned with how Shane Waldron has been using them and really just the offense in the whole? Because I feel like they take like one or two players, they just focused on them, and they're not spreading the ball around enough for me.
I'm not worried right now. I'll see about it on Sunday, but I'm not worried right now. And part of the reason why I'm not worried is what I said last week. These first 4 games is like the preseason now. The way that the off season is set up, OTAs and training camp and all of that, I'm not worried because I will, until things change, I'll forever look at these first 4 games as preseason. But preseason is over with now. So I expect to see high output from DJ Moore, not just because this is a revenge game number 2 for him, but the spotlight is on him as well. So Keenan Allen, from what you had told us, still isn't the most healthy. So I expect to see a nice output from DJ Moore this game.
I'll say this about Keenan. If he wants that money, he won't. It's not. Number one, it's not coming to Bears. We all knew that. He need to get it together, boss, because he walking around real old manish around the facilities.
Oh, he out here like Jerry Rice at 44.
He definitely been walking like Fred Sanford this week. But
yeah, no, but we already had the concern with Shane Waldron that he didn't know how to maximize those weapons. You know, the pause by JSN during the interview told us all we needed to know, and it was a concern. And like, I know it's still early for DJ, but when you see the route tree comparisons and like shit like that matters. So like with a guy like DJ, one of his strengths is, yards after catch. And one of those ways to get him more yards after catch is moving them around in your formations, keeping them in motion, giving them quick pitches, doing things like that. And we got a little bit of that the first game, but you haven't really seen much more of it. So I'm concerned simply because we know the talent that he has and also what we've invested in him. So I think with Waldron, we don't really have, I guess we do got a little bit of time, but we don't really have time for him to be figuring shit out, fam. Like you have a weapon, use it, bro.
Special Swank and like he said, Brewers fan here. Y'all got the Mets talk on. No, we did not.
Nope.
Mets talk will be coming in about 15, 20 minutes, my boy.
Smoke that motherfucking change up, boy.
Okay, Kyle says
we're gonna talk about it.
Hey, Kyle, look, I was there, brother, and I'm asking the same thing. I was there, and I'm asking the same thing. Nigga, look like niggas weren't practicing. I was there watching the practice.
I mean, the worst part about it is it's not just the Bears; it's damn near the whole entire league. Like
that's true. That's true. It is the entire league, and I think that has more to go into Mikey saying that preseason needs to be taken more seriously. But the Bears' offense is still like, oh my god! Like last week they got it done, but it was still nasty.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm gonna have to bounce it apart. The wound too fresh." Hey, brother, do what you got to do. We will be talking to Alonzo. You lucky Mikey ain't out. Mikey definitely would have had the Puerto Rican flag in the background for Francisco Lindor. But let's get into the actual game-by-game breakdown of this pivotal 5-game stretch coming up that starts this Sunday at Soldier Field against the Carolina Panthers. So let's go game by game. Give me your pick. I'm going to go to Bang first. What's your score for this week?
It better be Bears by 14. It better be. So that's what I'm going to rock with. Bears by 14.
Dante, who you got?
2018 Bears.
You said 2018. Yo, Dante don't be doing no clues, nigga. This nigga don't be looking at the backstage camera. This nigga see me clearly not ready, and he sees the camera right on me.
My man just like,
we are looking for a producer. Send your application to Indeed.com.
That's how you know I don't be doing this shit all the time no more. I just be cooking shit. All right, let's go.
Oh man. Anyway, I got the Bears winning this game. I want to say 28 points for them, but I haven't seen it. I think they get 3 extra points than they got last week. Actually, no. Yeah, they scored 24 last week. So yeah. I'm gonna go to 28 then. I thought they scored 21 last week.
24-18? Yeah,
it was 24-18 last week. Yeah, see, Dante bogus. I'm still putting my shades back on, nigga. I'm trying to clean the shades off real quick. But I'm gonna go Bears 28, Panthers 13. I think they hold the Panthers to 1 touchdown and then 2 field goals after that. But next week, it's an early game for everybody in America. Bears, Jaguars in London, and the Jaguars look terrible. Like first pick terrible. Like to the point we be thinking about they replacing Trevor if they didn't pay this nigga already. Bang, what's your feeling about this game?
Yeah, on the
we ain't got to give scores. Just tell us who.
Yeah. On the preseason special, I had the Bears losing this game. I've since changed that prediction. The Bears should go up in there and beat the shit out of the Jacksonville Jaguars to keep it a buck. They should whoop their ass.
Yeah, they doing it right this time. You know, last year they waited till Friday to get to London. This year they're getting there early. They're gonna be able to, get acclimated. And I agree, bro. As a matter of fact, depending on who the Jaguars play this week, the Colts. If they lose to the Colts, Doug Peterson might not make the trip with us to London. My nigga.
Might not play. Jonathan Taylor is not gonna play. If they lose that game, nigga, who is that? Press Taylor is gonna be that new head coach or some shit.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
I think we win that game.
I'm gonna go Bears beat Jaguar, but I think this is gonna be a really ugly game. Like I really do. Really, I think mainly because of travel. Even though the Bears are gonna get there early in the week, which is good. 2019, they didn't leave till Friday. They left Friday. I think they're leaving Monday or Tuesday. They're leaving.
2019, boy, that was a long trip home.
2019. Like I look at it like this. Even if them niggas lose, nigga, I'm finna have a nice view, and I want to see what that press. What is the UK press box food hitting on? That's what I.
Oh no. You see, that's how I know you don't know shit about soccer. Nigga, they finna have fucking meat pies and some bullshit. It's not. No, you still in England. Don't think they finna
meat pies.
Don't think you finna be getting fucking filet mignon or shit. Hell no.
No, I ain't say filet mignon, but they can't hit us with some American food, nigga.
Now that game in Spain, that game that's gonna be over in Spain, that spread gonna be different. But no, get ready for some crumpets, nigga. It's not gonna be nothing good.
What's that? Catarucci? How you say that shit?
Carucci?
A Carucci board.
That's a Carucci board.
That's what your ass gonna have. They gonna bring in a goddamn plate and drop that shit off with cheese and crackers and meat.
Yeah, I'm gonna see. Maybe they switch it up. Hopefully,
nigga, not bologna, but bologna. That's what you gonna have.
I don't eat no tea and crumpets, nigga, or beans and toast. But I think the Bears win this one. I think it'll be a real ugly game, but I think the Bears win this, and they'll move to 4-2, which is good. Now here's where the next two games.
Like William Regal, go ahead.
William Regal. Bears Command. This is the game that Bang said hit DEFCON 1 for Bears fans, man. This game, he said Damien said charcuterie board.
Charcuterie, that's what it is. Charcuterie.
He called it a Carucci board. Carucci board.
That's crazy.
Chop that one up, nigga.
The Carucci board. I'm putting a picture of Carucci on
I'll take
the
a
real.
Carucci board.
I'll take Carucci board too, nigga. But Bears Commanders in DC. I will not be at this game or the Arizona game because, like I said, I will be eating peanuts after this London trip. These flights add up, nigga. So these are one of them I'll be celebrating my birthday. But Bears Commanders, this game when it wasn't scheduled release, that should be cool. First two picks going at it. Now it's looking like life or death, nigga. With the way that Jaden Daniels has been playing. Bang, how you got this game going?
For my sanity, they better win. So I'm gonna say that the Bears gonna win this because if they lose this shit, oh my God, the goddamn DC text thread, nigga. Rick, shouts out to my man Rick Chill, my man Aladdin. Shouts out to John Mons. We the only two Chicagoans in that damn text group. If the Bears go out to Landover and get their ass whooped or lose to the Washington Commanders in Caleb hometown, basically, oh my God, it's going to be DEFCON 5 at my job. So I'm praying the Bears win that one.
Dante.
I think the Bears gonna win because I'm looking at it, and this is probably gonna be outside of this week when he plays the Browns for the next 2 weeks. Jaden Daniels finna get rocked, so this is gonna be like because I'm looking at their schedule. They play the Browns, who still got a solid defense. They play the Ravens.
Oh yeah.
Panthers, and then they play us. So,
Roquan Phoenix knocked that nigga head off the shoulder.
Yeah, so I think this. I do, like I said, my prediction in this.
Baltimore versus the DMV. Oh yeah, I'm
3-0
with the Ravens.
Look, man, I put it like this. This game is gonna tell me what kind of intestinal fortitude Caleb Williams has. You know what I'm saying? Like, you going back home, niggas is talking about Jaden like that ain't your block, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Jaden hasn't played a real defense, but you say that on Twitter, you a hater. He's the golden boy now. Can the rookie win MVP? It's been blatant big flute solo on national media when it comes to Jaden Daniels. It's just nasty. But I'm with you, Dante, with the fact that I think this defense is gonna chin check that nigga. Like, I think that what Flus and in shape Deacon Palmer is like what I call Eric Washington. If anybody's seen the King of Queens, he looks like an in shape Deacon Palmer. They gonna have a game plan for Jaden Daniels. And I think the defense hears all the talk about Jaden, and they're gonna shut it down. I don't know what the offense is gonna do. I don't know what Caleb is gonna do. So that's why I'm still gonna pick the Bears to lose this game. But I think it's gonna be one of them games that we look at it like, oh, Caleb played well, but the Bears lost because of something stupid. I think it's gonna be one of them. But I don't think we're gonna be seeing Jaden Daniel highlights and look what he did. He just vastly outplayed Caleb. No, that defense ain't going for that. But I do believe the Bears will lose this in a very, very stupid fashion. Arizona game. This is a 3:05 start. These little West Coast games are so weird. Something always happens weird. Even when the Bears win, it's a weird game. The Cardinals are currently 1-3. Who knows? They'll probably be worse in a couple weeks. It's like on one drive, they look like the greatest offense they ever created. Next drive, they look like they ain't never played football a day in their lives. I got the Bears losing again just because these are just stupid West Coast games. And I can see it being a very good game where the team is playing well. And I think this is going to be the game where the defense actually gives one up. They're bound to have a game where they're just not perfect. And I think that Murder Marv is going to have Tyreek Stevenson and Jalen Johnson out there twerking. So that's 2 losses in a row for me for the Bears. Bang, what you think?
I think the Cardinals are ass. So I ain't really worried. I'm going to like seeing Paul's Marvin Harrison Jr., like seeing him play and seeing him go up against JJ and all of that. And you're right, like those 3 o'clock games be weird, but the Cardinals, man, like nah, I ain't worried. What you say? What you call a man?
Man, yeah, it's man.
Yeah, I ain't worried. This defense, I ain't worried about man. So
I ain't worried about man either, but they do for a stinker. And I feel like the weirdness that comes with West Coast games, this could be the week where they get that stinker. Final game of the 5-game slate. This should be another.
Damn, nigga.
Oh, my bad. Oh, my bad, bro. My bad, bro. See, that's because
I know I put the camera on you, but my fault. Like, no.
Go ahead, bro.
But actually, this is the one we lose. Like you said, those 325 games are always weird for us. And I think it's gonna be a good game, but I think the defense, I ain't gonna say it's gonna be a shootout because I don't think we ever really get cooked like that. This secondary is that good. But I think we'll lose this one.
Final game in this 5-game stretch. This to me should be another homecoming game. Bears Patriots. It'll be Jacoby Brissett again because I know
this is the homecoming game.
This is the homecoming game. This is the homecoming game. Because if they put Drake May out there with that offensive line, it's malpractice. Like they keep Drake on that bench, bring that boy back next year, man. I've got the Bears winning this in blowout fashion, and at this point, I got them going 3-2 in that 5. So that means I got them 5-4. Getting ready for the gauntlet of hell, which will be coming Sunday, November 17th. About 9 days before Thanksgiving. The Green Bay Packers coming into Soldier Field. So I got the Bears winning the Patriots, and they'll finish 3-2 in these 5. Bang, how you got this one going?
Of course, the Patriots is gonna get their ass beat. So I got the Bears going undefeated. Like I said during the preseason special, the season preview special, that this is where we were going to see the Bears show out. It was going to be. I said they was going to be 7-2 going into the division games. It's vastly improved when I made this prediction. But I thought that the Commanders would be a team that would surprise people. And I did have them losing that game too. So I actually had them losing 2 games. But I believe that the Bears this is their time to show out. So this is not delusion bang too. Let me just say this. This is not.
I don't know. It's not delusion at all. That's a solid take. It's just the Bears. I got to see it. Yeah, but that's definitely a solid take. Go ahead, Dante.
I got them going 4-1. I think we smacked the Patriots. I think this is a stretch where if you don't go 4-1, it's a disappointment. Like you going to London for a whole week. Like again, you correcting the mistake from 2019. So you'll be there. You'll be ready to rock. Hopefully, and just the way the teams are lining up, unless somebody gets hurt, I don't see why you don't go 4-1 in this stretch. I think the Patriots are a team that's not ready for the Bears. We had our concerns with the Bears. Defensive line. So far, they are second in pass rush overall. So I mean, I know it hasn't been a lot of sacks, but we've seen them get a lot of pressures and really affect the quarterback, and that's led to the turnover. So I think as long as they're continuing to do what they do, bro, there's no way you don't go 4-1 in this 5-game stretch. Like the teams you playing are that bad.
That means you'd have them as 6-3, 6-3, and Bang has a 7-2. And we'll be having an amazing conversation if that happens. I hope both of y'all right. I would love for that.
For the sake of my for the sake of us, I hope it's 7-2 because I picked 12 wins. So 7-2, put some much.
Because think about and I'll say this, and then we'll close up with this. One thing about these division games, I think people got to put in perspective is this: one, as good as all 3 of these other teams are in this division, let's just go back to what Bang said. This defense is underrated. Jordan Love still ain't nice to me. I'm sorry. He's just not. I think he's cool, but the defense can't handle that nigga. Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold until he do it on them. I'm sorry. And they should have swept Detroit last year. And it's also division games. All the stats you got to throw out the window. The division games, stupid stuff happens. You know the opponent too well. They're gonna end up winning some games they ain't got no business winning, which is why they've got to take advantage of these next 5. This will tell us everything. This is the season right here, man. So that's all we got for the local hour. We will be back in a minute. Courtney's going to join us after the break. We're going to preview. That was the local hour. That was the local hour. Courtney will join us back in a second. We're going to preview the AL and the NLDS, and then we're going to get into some football talk here in hour 2. We'll be right back.
Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we code too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hour 2 here on I'm Not Gonna Hold You. And we've got the one and only Courtney Collarbro joining us here. Courtney, how are you feeling on this great Friday afternoon?
I'm really happy to just be home, ready to lock into some. We had some good games, college football games.
We got a good.
I wish we had baseball, but I'm really excited about the college football games that are on tonight.
And I had to save the good games for my birthday, bro. Like, come on, like.
Is that your way of telling me that it's your birthday?
Yeah, that's a nigga way of telling. What day is your actual birthday?
Happy birthday, Dante. My bad. You didn't even say nothing in the chat.
October 5th.
I've been talking to my fucking self all day. That's crazy.
See, I knew it was October. I know the actual day. We got to sing the Black
Happy birthday.
Y'all going crazy. Y'all really did it, huh?
Yeah, hey.
I commit to a bit, if nothing else.
Exactly. I was gonna sing. I was gonna do full verse. We can get the full.
We ain't gotta do all that.
What's that new shit? Addison, happy birthday to you. Got him saying happy birthday to you.
And there's always that black lady in the background being extra happy every time. But anyway, we're here to talk some baseball. I will say that our illustrious crew, I think, did a good job of predicting the wild card round. Just quickly on last night, amazing game. Shout out to the fighting New York Metropolitans. Shout out my guy Waz. Whenever I think of Queens, I think of my guy Waz. I know he was excited about that. We're gonna get to that series in just a minute. Them going against the Phillies. But just what did y'all think about last night's game? Courtney, I'll go to you first.
Last night's game was amazing. The Brewers are exactly who we thought they were. They have not won a postseason series since 2018. And I said it to someone else earlier in the week that I didn't think that they were gonna start now after that game one. But yeah, man, my worst nightmare came to fruition last night, and that's that I think Pete Alonso might be awake now, guys.
Yeah.
Hide your kids, hide your wife. Pete Alonso is back.
Dante, what was your thoughts, bro?
I mean, it was tough seeing Devin Williams get his shit rocked like that. But I mean, at the end of the day, you said the Brewers are the Brewers. The toughest part was probably Bob Uecker. Like, he still does their play-by-play.
I didn't know he still did the play-by-play.
Yeah, and he sounded like somebody picked his dog up in front of him and shot it in the face. Like
once you start getting to a particular age, you have so many good years left in you. No disrespect, love Bob Uecker, he's a legend, but you only have so many more good years left in you. That's rough.
Yeah, it's tough. So, but no, the Mets, like I said, it was a great call by Courtney. Great call by you guys. I think I was 1 for 4, so I did pretty bad. But we're gonna run it. We're gonna run it with this DS.
Yeah, no, because my takes aren't too spicy, but I'm after seeing how well the underdogs performed last season, man. I'm ready to let it rock and stop doubting myself.
Me and Mike, you the only one with the cojones to pick the Detroit Tigers last week. By the way, I just want to say this quick thing on Dante's birthday. Why do Libras get all the love? But when I say, "Oh, when's your birthday?" I like October 26th. Oh, you're a Scorpio, and I just get like the like I'm the devil or some shit. I don't know.
As a fellow Scorpio,
no, it's a lot of us.
I agree.
Yeah. It's just a lot of us, dude. That's all.
I just get the look.
It's a lot of y'all, and if we're getting to I'm not a astrology crystals fucking chakras.
I'm not either too.
The Libras, it's the scales, right?
Yeah.
You guys
I'm not even.
I'm about to say. I'm about to say.
Later, but
you want to know? You want to know what time I was born? We can really get in depth. With
Tell me your sun, moon, and rising, Dante.
Yeah, I have no idea. I just fake like I knew.
I got the CoStar app. I don't know, guys.
I don't know none of that, man. But let's get into the first game tomorrow. We've got 2 of the 3 AL Central teams in the ALCS. LDS, my bad. The Cleveland Guardians will be hosting the hot Detroit Tigers, man. Best of 5 matchup here, man. I'm looking. Do we have the pitching matchup? So let me see if I got it right here. Okay, so we're gonna have tomorrow. The matchup is
the Tigers haven't announced their starter yet.
They haven't announced it yet. Okay, they haven't.
Tigers haven't announced theirs.
Actually, no. The Tigers say that they're throwing Holton, who started that game too.
Okay.
He pitched the first inning in that game too against the Astros.
Okay.
So we're getting pitching chaos right off the jump, which I find to be interesting because my logic is if this series goes 5, don't you want Tarek Skubal available for game 5?
Yeah.
So I'm shocked that he's not pitching game 1, especially considering how dominant he was. And now I'm actually feel like I got to start Googling, like, is he okay? Like, I hope he's good.
How many days rest would that be for him?
The game was on Monday?
It was Tuesday. Was the game.
The game was on Tuesday, really?
Yeah, October 1st, Tuesday. Yeah.
But that's 5 days, isn't it?
No, it's not. That's 4.
Oh, damn.
He'll be pitching on short rest.
So he'll probably be going on game 2 then.
On Sunday. So I mean, I know it's not ideal. I also know that during the regular season that Tarek Skubal got his shit rocked by J-Ram So maybe you don't want him thrown on short rest, but I just worry about him in a possible game 5. Because if you're reliant and overly reliant on the bullpen, that's tough. In a 5-game set, fuck it, give me the Tigers. Oh,
how many games? How many games?
Give me the Tigers, and I feel like it's got to go to 5. It's got to go to 5. And that's the thing with Skubal not pitching game 1 in a game 5. That means he wouldn't pitch at all, right? Because there's a day in between the two, like once they travel. So,
but you mean, he's a madman. So what he could do is, like, if Skubal can, give you 5 strong in game 2, you take him out, you'll trust your pen, and then you can bring him back on short rest if you need to. And at this point, like, I'm done doubting the Tigers, so I'm actually going to pick the Tigers as well. I think at this point, it's just the inevitable. Like I said, I wasn't trying to be a hater when I picked against them, but no, I think right now, even though the Guardians have been amazing this season with Josh Naylor and everybody, I don't think they're going to have enough to beat this team. And one thing we've seen with this new playoff format, I don't like this whole, like, damn near week off for the higher seeds. Like, it doesn't play into their favor.
A little rusty, guys. A little rusty.
But that's part of the playoffs, though. We do that in every league now, though. Like, you
but no. No. But with football, your body needs that. With baseball, to be playing 162 games rolling, like you're rolling, you have your routine, and then they suddenly, all right, nigga, sit down for a week, and then you're gonna come back.
And I mean, there's some, like, hockey is the same way. Like, there's obviously benefits to sometimes the extra rest, but like Dave Dombrowski, for example, is on MLB Now, and he was saying that, like, the Phillies were playing like inter squad games, and, like, I think now they have the technology to, like, replicate obvious. Like, I'm not too worried about the rest per se, at least not in baseball as much as I am in a more physical game like football. In hockey, that's just
and I agree. I think the thing baseball is more about rhythm and being in a schedule, I guess you want to call it, because it's all about timing. Unlike I'm not saying that any playoffs aren't about timing, but definitely more baseball. But at the same time, like you if you don't want to play extra round at the same time either. If you the Yankees, I don't think you want to play a bottom feeder in the first round and have to play another round after that. You know what I'm saying? Kyle said the wild card's been a waste of time. But so, I mean, look, it's making money. So Major League Baseball going to keep taking that extra ticket money they're going to get. So I believe it's here to stay, man. Like I said, I'm rolling with the Tigers, bro. I'm rolling with the Tigers.
Yeah, all 3 of us. I wonder what Mikey would say. We're gonna have to figure that out.
We gotta hit them up. I'm going with the Tigers. I've been believing them since that run that they went on towards the end of the season. They were 11 games out in August, bro. And I always believe the hot teams you never want to play. They're on fire. They got a great manager. You're riding a great pitcher in Tariq Skubal. And I believe that this lineup is hitting right now. And also the Guardians always choke. It don't matter who on the team. They go out there and win whatever games. I hate Jose Ramirez. I can't stand Jose Ramirez. I can't stand.
What Ram do to you? Besides maybe knock out your former shortstop that one time.
When I was a White Sox fan, that's why I hated Jose Ramirez. He just got a punchable face. But
40.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't say he wasn't a great player, but I believe they're gonna lose, and I believe they're gonna lose this in 4. I don't even think it goes to 5. I'm going Detroit Tigers in 4 games, man. Let's go.
This is really disrespectful of the Guardians bullpen. So if this comes back to bite, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's Cleveland sports. Okay, they deserve nothing. Let's go to the next American League series. The New York Yankees, in the words of George Costanza, they have no excuses now. I'm sorry. The dreaded Astros are gone. The Astros cannot take you out. We do know that they have a hard time beating AL Central teams in the playoffs too. But the Kansas City Royals coming into this game after sweeping the Baltimore Orioles. Bobby Witt Jr. is having a great season. The matchup is Garrett Cole, who had an up and down season to say the least, going up against Michael Wacha for the Royals. Waka, my bad. Michael Waka. I'm not good with names.
No. He's just But it's a kind of a testament to this is a real David and Goliath situation.
Yeah.
Who the hell knows who Michael Wacha is, and no one on earth would have predicted that he'd be starting game one for this Kansas City Royals team.
Exactly. And I kind of feel like the fate of the Yankees is on the line on this series. If they don't win this series, I believe they don't get to the World Series, there's going to be some major changes this offseason. Courtney, you said the Royals are going to the playoffs from the jump. I'm going to give you the floor. How do you think the series is going to go?
Yeah, and you brought up that point about the Yankees, and if they don't win this year, how detrimental that can kind of be. There's always been a lot of talk on social media about how the Juan Soto trade kind of went. And, the Padres saying, oh, we won the trade. And then, Yankee fans saying, oh, well, we won the trade. We're really going to see in this playoffs, in this postseason, who won that trade. Because Michael King has been an absolute stud. Trent Grisham, has been a decent piece who came over in that trade. And Kyle Higashioka, I think, was in that trade for Juan Soto as well. So, we're going to see how well that Juan Soto trade actually ended up. And again, I agree, because he is a rental at the moment. I got to ride with the Royals again. Royals have a really, really solid rotation. I am a little I think the series is going to go to 5. And I think it's a crazy pick. It's obviously not the Orioles, who I know Mikey was like, oh, the Orioles were 7-3 in their last 10. But in the second half of the season, the Orioles bats really struggled. And I think that's why the Royals were kind of able to beat them. So I'm really hoping that their rotation, the Kansas City rotation, that is, can keep the Yankee bats maybe a little quiet, because they're going to need it, because it's not the O's that you're facing.
Yes, and that's why my mate is. As long as they aren't, affected by the rest, I think the Yankees are going to win this. I did pick the Yankees to go to the World Series. I think Juan Soto shines brightest when the lights are bright. You feel me? And so I think coming to the Bronx, I think he's going to show everybody, he's going to really perform and show why he is probably the next $500 million guy. I know Aaron Judge, I talk a lot of shit about Aaron Judge. I'm not going to lie, despite the fact he does a lot of amazing things, because my thing is, as the captain of the Yankees and the guy that, is expected to carry that team. When you get to the playoffs, you got to do more. I know his numbers have been good recently, but I think I need to see another strong performance from him this playoffs, and I think you're going to get that from him. So I think I'm going to go I'm going to say Yankees in 4. I think, I think the Royals will get a game, but no, I think the Yankees offense will be too much for them.
And in the words of friend of the program and Bronx, New York native, not Bronx, my bad, my man from the Bronx, Queens, New York native, my man Al Patron said that if there was one table at a restaurant in New York and Jalen Brunson and Aaron Judge walk in the restaurant at the same time, Jalen Brunson is getting a table. And I asked him, why is that? He said, because when that nigga shows up in the playoffs, then he'll get that table. I think this is the year he shows up in the playoffs. I think the Yankees get it done. I think they sweep. I think you're going to see a big series from Aaron Judge. You're going to see a big series from Juan Soto. You're even going to see a big series from Michael Stanton. I got the Yankees in 3, and they're going to move on to the American League Championship Series to play the Detroit Tigers. Now, let's move on to the National League.
I'm so sorry, because I just looked ahead at the schedule. And so I guess there's a day in between game 1 and game 2 of the AL series. So Tarek Skubal will obviously be pitching on an extra day's rest when he pitches game 2. Okay. And then, so that would put him on track to have, for game 5, a full 5-day rest.
Hey, Kyle, thank you for bringing. I forgot Jazz on the team. I'm gonna give Jazz playoff debut. It's a day. I know they played in the COVID year, but I don't count that.
I know it's David and Goliath, but I literally called the Royals.
Yeah, you got to stay with them now.
I gotta stand 10 toes down. For the Royals, so I'm all in.
Let's go, Yankees.
Oh God,
27 rings, bro.
27 rings, bro.
Goodness, please don't listen. I don't care if the Dodgers don't win. I'm okay.
You just don't want the Yankees to win.
But please, I can't deal with it. I'm okay if the Padres. I'm even okay if the Padres win. I know we're about to get into that.
We're gonna go from one annoying fan base to the other. The Philadelphia Phillies are having a great season this year. finished 95-67, won their division. Bryce Harper, another great year for them, man. They're going to be playing the Mets, who had a great late inning win off of Pete Alonso, 9th inning home run. They're going to be throwing Zach Wheeler out there. Zach should have been a White Sox Wheeler for game 1 for the Phillies. And the Mets going to be throwing Kadai Singer. That's how you pronounce his name. He's only thrown 5 1/3 major league innings all year. Surprise game 1 starter for the Mets. I think this is going to be a very entertaining series. I think because the Mets are kind of like the Tigers a little bit, where they had a late season surge. I do think the Phillies will win this series, but I got Phillies in 5. I think Mets are going to give them a run for their money. Courtney, how you got this one playing out?
You said Dante or me?
I said Courtney, you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, like I said earlier, my worst nightmare happened last night, and that's that Pete Alonso is so back. This is actually going to be a really interesting series, and kind of like, I know we're going to get to it in a second, but it's really it's a coin flip for me. I think the Mets, and I know Kodai Senga pitching game 1. I was kind of wondering who was going to pitch game 1 for them, because the Mets bullpen is put together with like chewing gum,
right? With paper mache.
Yeah, for sure. But they have a lot of arms. I thought it was going to be the dude that started game 1 for them, Miguel. I thought he was going to start. Nope. So yeah, I mean, if it doesn't go well, then you pull him, right? The experiment failed, but fuck it, give me the Mets.
Okay.
Give me the Mets. Give me the Mets in 5.
Here's a question.
I have yet to see if Philly has the clutch gene.
Here's a question.
There is 2 postseasons in a row.
Here's a question. How many Philadelphia-related shirts will Philadelphia Panda or Bryce Harper? How many Allen Iverson or Jason Kelsey shirts are we going to see in this series from Bryce Harper?
Yeah, I feel like we only hate on him for that because he was supposed to be wearing Chicago Bulls like Derrick Rose.
That ain't got nothing to do with it. It's
but
just
they fucked it up. It's cool though. He embraced the city, bro. I respect it, and I'm
just trying to find a way to still hate on Bryce Harper because I can't deny his talent anymore.
You can't. Best phenom since Braun, but no, I think the Phillies are gonna win this. I think, not trying to be funny, but like 3 people just died, so Nick Castellanos is definitely gonna have an amazing series. But you got the playoff experience.
Jimmy Carter, we're looking at you.
That's crazy. We got a guy, Bryce. I think, we talk about legacy a lot, but I think, if he can take this team, win a World Series, that does a lot for his legacy, which is already amazing. He's already a Hall of Famer. We already know that. But everything that was expected of him, if he can, get over that hurdle, and, that would be something dope. And we've talked about that several times. But I think in this series, the Phillies are just going to be too much, bro. Like, the Mets are hot, and I always, with the NL East, shit gets crazy. We know that with this division and these teams that have played each other a dozen fucking times this season. But I think at the end of the day, the Phillies, they've been on a mission, and they kind of like quietly, they can, start to put on a run like the Astros did in the American League, where you're going to the NLCS, you're going to the World Series. Eventually you got to get over that hurdle. But I think this is a team that they're going.
What have the 49ers been doing the past few years?
I mean, I feel you, but at the same time, this is one of those franchises that baseball's better when Phillies winning. So I think I got the Phillies in this series. I'll say Phillies in 4. No. Because it's the NL East, I'll say Phillies in 5.
Yeah.
There's just a couple things. I know we got to move on real quick. There's just a couple things that I'm concerned about, and that's Aaron Nola and which Aaron Nola we're going to get. And Zach Wheeler has Pete Alonso has Zach Wheeler's number. So I'm just curious to see what those matchups are going to look like. That's all. Just something to note for the casual viewers at home.
Final series nightcap of the week. Well, not week, of Saturday. We've got my Dodgers gonna be live. Chavez Ravine, gonna be a lot of niggas out there drinking Modelo's from 3 p.m. A lot of niggas gonna be ready to fight. When there's Padres in town, there's always fights. I want to pick the Dodgers. I really, really want to. But I gotta see it every year. They're very top-heavy team. The pitching, half the pitching staff died. And, I felt a lot more confident about the Padres 2 hours ago before I found out Joe Musgrove needed Tommy John.
That's tragic.
That brought me down a little bit on my enthusiasm for the Padres, but I think the Padres
get so many weapons.
Yeah.
So many dudes in that bullpen, man.
Yeah, exactly. I think that they beat them before. They beat them a couple years ago. I think the Dodgers are gonna put up a better fight this year. But I do think that the Padres are gonna win. The game 1 matchup is Dylan Cease. I don't pronounce my man's name right. Yoshinobu Yamamoto. That's how you pronounce his first name?
Yoshinobu
Yamamoto.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Yeah, he was originally gonna start game 2. He was originally gonna start game 2, but they moved him up to game 1. I think the Padres win this one in 5. I'm gonna go to Dante first. I know Dante, you gotta leave in a minute, but how you got the series going?
I got Dodgers, bro. I got Dodgers. I'm sorry. I know everybody don't like. We talk about buying championships.
I want you to be right.
We grew up on people buying championships. Cut the bullshit. So I'm definitely down with the Dodgers. I got Dodgers in 5. I think it's going to be an extremely entertaining series. Obviously, the Dodgers rotation terrifies me, but I think they've been able to piece it together. And unless the Padres are just that team of destiny that we, talk about sometimes, but no, I think the Dodgers are going to get it done. I think Shohei finally on the biggest stage. I think he's going to definitely take it to the next level. So for me, I'm going to go with Dodgers in 5.
Yeah, Dodgers in 5. Courtney, go ahead.
Yeah. I want to say that is Freddie Freeman okay? How is he doing?
They said he should start. They said he was going to be all right.
Give me the Dodgers in 5.
No!
Give me the Dodgers in 5. Listen, I think in my opinion, whoever wins that series, I think is winning the World Series.
I would love for y'all to be right because I want my Dodgers to win this series. I really want that to happen. I would love for that to happen. Dante, I know we gotta go. I know you gotta go, but quickly, and we'll bring Bang here right now. Dante, quickly, what's Atlanta feeling after that dub last night for the Falcons?
Oh, nigga. Oh, y'all thought that these folks was on the fence about Kirk? No. He's won them over with these fourth quarter comebacks. Because if you remember, and it was ironic enough, he did it on Matt Ryan night. That's what Matt Ryan used to do. Like, it would be like, damn, we just fucked this game off. And then somehow they would miraculously get down the field to either tie the game or win the game. Matt Ryan had like 26 fourth quarter comebacks. That's one of my favorite Caucasians ever. And Kirk Cousins is quietly climbing that list. He had the city rocking. Shout out to Taylor Brooks. She taught him how to swag surf. And I know a lot of people say that shit is corny, but with Kirk, it's one of those few people where it actually feels genuine. Like, this is just Kirk Cousins. Like you said, this is who he is. He's not playing around. It's not pandering, as people say. He just really just having fun with his teammates and, embracing the city. So for him to look how he's, last week he didn't even know what the swag surf was. For him to really, lean into it. And like the Dome is like, I went to a couple games and the Dome was really rocking. So the city's really buying into Kirk. And I think the NFC South is going to be a tough division. He's due for 500. 500.
It was rocking enough that I saw a fight going on when the dude that scored game-winning touchdown was talking. So, yeah, hey, that's rocking.
I saw somebody with my Atlanta followers said put Kirk on Stone Mountain. And then also, this nigga did a Dan Patrick interview in the Waffle House parking lot. It don't get more Atlanta than that, man. But Dante, we know you got to get up out of here. Y'all can follow Dante at OctoberZone on Twitter, and he'll be back on Monday. Well, I'll let you, bro.
Y'all be easy.
That means for the next hour, next 45 minutes, that I will be producing and hosting. So be patient with me. Anyway.
Good job.
I had DaVante next, but let's talk about Falcons Bucks since we just were talking about it anyway. This is my thing from last night, man. This division is gonna go down to the wire between the Bucks and the Falcons. Unfortunately, Courtney, I think your Saints about to start to continue to come back down in reality. But I think that these two quarterbacks are going to be going at it. I'm looking forward to see them playing in another 3 weeks. Raheem Morris has got them boys coached up. I love seeing Moon go out there and hooping, even though he dropped a gimme yesterday. This defense looks good. I love everything I'm seeing. I became a Kirk Cousins fan when I saw him on that Netflix series that Peyton Manning produced called Quarterback. And it was Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota. And I was like, dang, Kirk Cousins is a cool white boy. Like he just a naturally, cool white boy. And the fact that he didn't know what a swag surf was till last week is hilarious, man. But I think that even when Dante said, like, people look at it as corny, I don't look at it as corny, even though I think the swag surf should be abolished because I've had enough of it. But I kind of feel like how he just naturally is coming on to it. I think it's great. The city of Atlanta is embracing them. And my NFC South prediction is looking pretty good pretty early. Bang, what you think about last night's matchup and just how this NFC South battle is forming?
It's the classic last night. I am also with you. I picked Atlanta to be having a better season that they are right now, and they're straight. I thought this team was going to look close to dominant with what they have currently right now. But correct me if I'm wrong, but they've beaten both teams that they've played in the NFC South so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is right on brand. Very interested to see if they could keep this going. But I loved what I saw. No fight in that team. Like Dante said, it was the perfect night to do it. And it's always good when you see the Dome in Atlanta rocking. First the Georgia Dome, and now Mercedes-Benz. It's always good when you see the culture of Atlanta embracing football the way that it is right now.
Did you ever think the first time you heard swag surf that it was going to be as big as it is? I mean, when I heard it in college, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like,
no, because I didn't enjoy the college experience like that. I enjoyed it in other ways. I did not necessarily enjoy it and going to a lot of football games and parties that you will see that at. My parties was more of a, we won't even get into that. This is a family program.
Did you not get invited? Did you not get invited to the frat parties, Bang?
No, Bang was doing something mischievous. That's why he wasn't at the party.
I was at the frat parties, but I did not care about songs at the frat party. I cared about the entertainment at the frat parties.
That's fair.
Big shout out Derek in the chat. Says salute from Minneapolis, St. Paul, Twin Cities. Big shout out to you. Shout out to everybody.
That's Big GD.
Derek. While we got you in the chat, how are the ladies in Minneapolis, St. Paul? Okay. How are the ladies over there?
Yeah, we gotta know.
From a local, I gotta know. While we got you. Not for me.
Shout out to
here.
Shout out to everybody.
I'm an ally, but
shout out to everybody watching on Instagram. We got a couple people watching on Instagram. I saw my guy Jason Golf in the chat on there, man. Shout out to everybody on there. But Courtney, what you think about last night's game and where you think this division is gonna go?
I was watching for the first half, and then I just decided to get in bed because that seemed better. Drake London and Mike Evans both got me the points that I needed from fantasy, so I just watched the second half recap when I woke up this morning. Yeah, I fear once Kirk Cousins is finally able to actually start moving around back there, I'm actually kind of I don't want to say afraid, but a little nervous. And especially, I think I saw how many different guys did he hand or pass the ball off to last night? There's a lot of different guys on that offense, and that makes me nervous because how do you game plan against that, right? So yeah, as far as the division, the Bucks, I'm not too high on the Bucks. I wasn't too high on the Bucks to start the season. Yeah, I think the Falcons could very well win this division. And that makes me nauseous because I hate the Falcons.
Derek in the chat says the women are beautiful in Minneapolis / St. Paul.
The Mankato mommies, you know what I'm saying?
The Mankato mommies.
The St. Paul starlets.
Better stay home.
Let's move on to one of the biggest stories coming out of week 5. We're coming into week 5 this week. Mr. Devante Adams is hitting the trade block. This all kind of came at the last Sunday, a story that I didn't even know was a story till Monday because I didn't see people talking about it. But apparently there was a post on Instagram with somebody saying that they think Devante Adams has played his last down for the Las Vegas Raiders, and head coach Antonio Pierce liked the photo, and just kind of went all downhill from there to the point where Devante actually asked for a trade 2 days ago. And you got a lot of people coming out saying, oh, it's going to be the Jets. The Steelers should get involved. And even today, Devante put a picture of Edgar Allan Poe on his Instagram. Now, for those of you who don't know, he's from Baltimore. He has something called the Raven or something like that. I don't.
Oh yeah,
Quote the Raven, nevermore, nigga. What is
Once upon a cold December, while I ponder weak and weary, once upon a curious volume of forgotten lore. Come on, bro. You don't know the fucking Raven?
Look, man. Look. I've been out of school for a long time. Brother, me too.
Quote the Raven, nigga.
He was a great. You never read the one Cask of Amontillado where he trapped the dude behind the bricks?
If I did, I was probably asleep in my class.
Sleep those little loaves of death, nigga.
Quality fiction, brother.
He'd have been better off putting a picture of Stringer Bell up there. That'd have made more sense to me. I'd have been like, okay. Now I know.
Edgar Allan Poe was from Baltimore. He wrote the Raven. That's why the Baltimore Ravens are called that.
Okay. Oh, that's why they're called that. Oh, yeah. Okay. The more you know.
I didn't
know that, but so you got that going on. My question to all y'all is not who y'all think he's gonna go to. What do you think is the best fit for Devante Adams? Courtney, I'm gonna go to you first.
I mean, if you want to make an offense even more high-powered than it already is and really, truly assemble the Avengers, then he would end up in Baltimore. But he might as well just go ahead and go hang out with Aaron Rodgers again, especially if we're trying to do this whole, what about Derek Carr? Man, don't send that man to New Orleans. Don't do that to him. Please don't do that man like that. Just go ahead and ship it up to New York. But I think the best fit for him, in my opinion, would be Baltimore. That's just me.
Bang. What you think's the best pick for Devante?
What's that Commander song you be singing?
Left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders.
That's the best team to go to in this case.
Terry McLaurin and Devante Adams would be crazy.
That would be crazy, and it would be perfect for a young quarterback such as Jaden Daniels. Don't get me wrong, it sounds good in Baltimore, but we know how you feel about black quarterbacks. Okay. And what I don't want is that man to go over to a town that has a black quarterback and it is wasted.
And Devante is my favorite wide receiver, so I will bring the hammer down on young Lamar if he make my man look like a check down merchant.
Yeah, but him going to Washington with that division being as wide open as it is, I would love to see him with the Commanders.
For me, and I think Orlando stole my answer. The best fit is the Buffalo Bills. I would love to see Devante with young Joshua Allen going out there, dominating. Devante, I believe, is still pound for pound the best wide receiver in football. The fact that you look at the numbers with the just ass quarterbacks he's been playing with the last 2 years just shows you how dominant he is. But let's just cut the crap. We know where this nigga's going. He's going to Jersey. He's going to the Jets. He's going to go play with his man Aaron. That's exactly what's going to happen. I believe it's just a matter of time. Aaron Rodgers is in Woody Johnson's office right now. Like, look, we already got to get rid of Salah, but I want Devante here. You know what I'm saying? I want Devante here. And they're paying Aaron a lot of money. They gave up a lot to get Aaron. The offense looks terrible. And if you watch the wide receiver show on Netflix, my man was I can't wait to kick it with Aaron this week. Like, I just need to get out. He wants to be with his boy.
I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but it's the Raiders he's on. I don't necessarily think that the Raiders is here for making people happy.
And you think they'll send him to Baltimore then?
I don't
you
know.
looked at
I
that
actually
and
think
said
it's.
that, yeah.
I actually think it's more likely that he would go to a team in the
So
NFC.
what a surprise. Scott wants with the White can't do it. Okay. All right.
I think it's more likely to see him go to a team in the NFC than it is for the Jets. It's just the organization and how the organization, how Al Davis has done in the past, and now his son. Do you think? I really don't think this son is going to be like, I'll give you what you want. We're going to go ahead and send you to your best friend Aaron Rodgers. No. I think it's more likely to see him with the Commanders or with the Saints than it is with a team that if he does leave, you're basically kowtowing to him. And the Raiders is not the organization or never had been the organization where they just been like, you know what, we're going to give you what you want. So I'm not so sure that that's going to happen. And in order for it to happen, the Jets will have to overpay because we know that is a preferred destination and it's in division or in conference. So I'm not so sure that the Jets is going to happen.
That's a fair point. That is a fair point. But I do think if they have to pay the $5, they will do that. Who knows?
They really going to have to pay the $5.
I'm letting you know now, for the record, if Devante Adams goes to the New Orleans Saints, we are going to have to do an emergency show. We're gonna have to do it
on the show yelling.
You are gonna be fucking sick of me. We have never been more back if he goes to the fucking New Orleans Saints.
I'll tell you what else you're gonna be sick of. Derek Carr overthrowing him into
Derek Carr has never been a great Red Bull. There's a lot of other great pieces in that offense. Give me Devante Adams. Oh my God, you're gonna be sick of me.
Oh man, let's just get right into the week 5 slate here, man. Predict these upcoming games. Courtney, we already gave our picks for Bears Panthers, but of course we're gonna give it to you. Who do you think is gonna win this coming Sunday at the crib in Chicago?
Don't fuck up now.
Give me the Bears. Give me the Bears in it, and I don't think it'll be particularly close. That Bears defense, even though the offense kind of off to a little bit of a sputtering start, that Bears defense is legit. So yeah, give me the Bears by 10 points at least.
10 points at least. I hope so. And I also hope that the Bears media room will stop giving us dry ass chicken for lunch. But anyway, moving right along. We have the London game of the week. The first of 2 London games. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers will be going to face the team he's very familiar with. That is the Minnesota Vikings, man. I think that the Jets get a win. I think that the Vikings catch their first L. I think that, Aaron's going to play pretty well, and he's going to enjoy his last game throwing to just Johnny Gillface, a.k.a. a.k.a. my man Garrett Wilson before Devante joins the fold, man. Bang, how you got this one going?
Hey, man, no, I got the Minnesota Vikings on this game right here.
I do not trust the Jets, their chemistry, and all of that. If anything, this will be the game that tries to make Aaron Rodgers go up in there and be like, yo, y'all got to pay the $5. So, no, I got the Minnesota Vikings on this.
Courtney, what you got?
I'm with Bang. Give me the Vikings.
Hey.
I don't trust that Jets defense at all. So, give me the Vikings.
This next game is going to be a pretty interesting game, man. You got the Bengals, who just won their first game of the season last week, beating the Carolina Panthers. And then you have the Baltimore Ravens coming off a straight-up whooping of the Buffalo Bills. This was in Cincinnati. I got the Ravens winning because this Bengals defense might actually be the one, if not the worst defense in the NFL. It's terrible. I think the Ravens have finally learned to give the ball to Derrick Henry and get out of his way. And they're going to run that defense down. I got the Ravens winning this one by double digits. Courtney, what you got?
I'm in the same boat. I think the Bengals defense is terrible. And I got to be honest, the Bengals are going to have to start facing some tough questions if they lose this game, or in my opinion, when they lose this game, because they'll be what, 1-5?
1-5. Yeah.
1-5. You're staring down some tough decisions. Maybe you want to trade T. Higgins. Let's get that over with sooner rather than later. Because
they'll be 1-4. My bad.
Yeah. We're in week 5, not week 6. I'm thinking about college football. You're staring 1-4 in the face. Give me the Ravens by double digits.
Bang, man. How you got this one going?
Hey man, Burrow and the Bengals normally play the Ravens very good. He's normally kryptonite. He has washed them a couple of times. I'm not saying that this is going to be a wash, but I do have the Bengals upsetting the Baltimore Ravens.
Well, this is a division game. Stupid stuff happens in division games.
Stupid finish alert.
Stupid finish alert. Joe Burrow has been playing well in the face of a god-awful defense.
Yeah, and not even that. The Ravens low-key have had some dumb, silly finishes. Speaking of, like, they have not been able to close games particularly well. So
I mean, just look at the Raiders game they had, which they still need.
Not even the Raiders, the Cowboys too. All them garbage time points had Ravens fans clutching the pearls a little bit.
I mean, even the Buffalo Bills game was a little bit too close for comfort. This next game is gonna be terrible, nigga. Jaguars Colts. The Jaguars are looking 0-5 in the face.
Best game on the card.
A nasty AFC South matchup. The Colts are probably going to be without the worst quarterback in football, Anthony Richardson. Jonathan Taylor is going to be out for this one. Bro, this is how down I am on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I got the Colts winning this one, bro. I think Joe Flacco going to go out there and do some things. Trick off Trev, bro. Duval, Daniel Jones. That nigga did. That nigga Doug Peterson might get fired this week, bro. It's finna get ugly. Courtney, how you got this one going?
Where's the game?
It's in Jacksonville.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, I think the Jags might win their first game this weekend, y'all. I think it might happen. Yeah, fuck it. Give me the Jags. Getting win number 1.
Bang, what you got on this one? You said best game of the week.
I got the Colts. Joe Flacco, Trey Sermon, Michael Pittman Jr., Josh Downs. We finally saw some life out of Josh Downs. Nah, man, I got the Colts on this one.
Finally saw some life out of Josh Downs is hilarious.
Exactly.
I said it before when we did the first show with our NF. I said that I thought the connection between Josh Downs and Anthony Richardson, but now we ain't got Anthony Richardson. But still look to Josh Downs. I think after last week, he finally getting something going.
Pubics J. Dahome is hilarious.
You say pubics? You never been to Publix? You never been to Publix?
Publix. It's like Publix. Hey, man, what's that sandwich shop?
It's a grocery store. It's like one of the best grocery stores in America, brother.
You said Publix.
Publix. Somebody gonna talk about that. It's all good.
So it's called a pub sub. So it's
not like a Potbellies or something.
And they have something called a pub sub. I'm just trying to imagine somebody calling it a pub sub.
That's hilarious. I thought it was like a Potbellies or something.
It has they literally have a sandwich station in the grocery store.
Oh, it be lit in that motherfucker.
Your own subs. They're fine.
So it be Trader Joe's cracking?
It's like a traditional, it's like a traditional box grocery store, but then they have like a little sushi stand and like, some of them have like a place where you can drink wine and shit. It's great.
So it's like Mariano's pretty much.
Yeah, it's like not upscale Mariano's. It be lit in that bitch.
Orlando said that's a CPS education. Go to hell. Patriots Dolphins is gonna be the worst game of the week. All right, God. Patriots Dolphins.
Okay, because your shit was like underwater.
Oh, my bad. Can you hear me now?
We good.
Okay. Patriots Dolphins. Worst game of the week. I don't care who's gonna win this one. I'm gonna say Patriots. I don't even know who's starting the quarterback for the Dolphins. Bang, what you think?
I saw a report that says that the Patriots are near mutiny.
Wow.
And I was like, why? Y'all knew y'all ass was going
to be y'all was going to stink, right?
They knew y'all was going to stink. So because of that, I'm going with the Miami Dolphins. If they really are pissed off at Jared Mayo and that staff, yeah, you might as well go ahead and get ready for a 1-15 season again. Because that's happened before in that organization, man. I got the Miami Dolphins winning this one.
How dare we be Huff as mutiny begins? Courtney, how you got this game going?
Yeah, I haven't thought too much about it. How can you be near mutiny? You have literally no offensive line, and who else offensively do you have besides Ramondre Stevenson? give me the Dolphins, but like it's not going to be a good game at all. Like I might take a nap.
Kyle says, Scott, take the sunglasses off. I think not. It's not happening. This next game, man, this is going to be a nice game I want to see here. The Commanders return home after that nice little 2-week road vacation where, according to national media, Jaden Daniels became Jesus Christ. I'm going. The Browns are so bad, bro. I saw a joke. I heard a joke. Barstool Big Cat said on Waddle and Sylvie that Deshaun Watson is so bad as a football player that he looks like a better person than he does a football player, which I thought was so hilarious. I'm mad that I didn't come up with that joke. That's how good that one was. The Browns are going down a very dark path in different ways than one. More than one way. They're looking at 1-4 in the eye, and I think they will get it. I got the Commanders winning this one in blowout fashion. You're going to have another good Jaden Daniels game, and the legend is going to continue. Freaky Sean is still not going to throw a touchdown. Bang, how you got this one going?
We're going to have a conversation around Kevin Stefanski. Have you say that nigga name after this? I got the Commanders.
Courtney, what's your take on this one?
Y'all know I've been high on Jaden Daniels since the season started. I am a little bit worried again every time he has to go up against a tough defense. But I'm still riding with the Commanders, and I'm riding with Jaden Daniels, especially now that Terry McLaurin, that connection seems to be going pretty well. I'm riding with the Commanders.
Definitely. This next game I think is going to be really, really good. In the afternoon slot, Texans-Bills. The Texans are 3-1 right now. The Bills are 3-1 coming off that tough loss to Baltimore. Texans got a close win last week. I think the Texans have been real good, but I don't think they've been as impressive as I thought they were going to be. And I think they can be had. I think that Buffalo gets back on the winning track this week, and I got the Bills winning this one. Bang, this is gonna be a good game, man. How you got this one going?
Man, this game of the week type shit. But I think I'm gonna go with the Bills. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bills.
Courtney, what you got?
Actually, I mean, this feels like one of those games where, I mean, the Texans, I need to see it, baby. I need to see it. Yeah. And I feel like if Joe Mixon is playing for the Texans, that was kind of I'm not comparing Joe Mixon to Derrick Henry. I want to be abundantly clear. But when you add that element into an offense, I mean, the Bills didn't really have an answer for Derrick Henry. Give me the Texans. Fuck it. Give me the Texans.
And I think this would be a good game for Buffalo to get back on the right track, to show that we can still be a good team. We weren't just, just beating up on bums. I kind of agree with Orlando. I don't know what it is, but something's missing in Houston. I can't quite put my finger on it.
I said they wasn't going to be as good as they was last year.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
What else are they missing?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is, but something's off. Something's off. I can't quite put my finger on it, man. And that's why I think I'm going to go with the Bills, man. This next one, nasty AFC West matchup in Denver. You got Bo Nix taking on Gardner Minshew and the Las Vegas Raiders. I just want to put, first of all, I don't care who wins this game. I will not be watching this game. But if I had to pick, I think the Raiders will win this one. Bang, how you got this one going?
Yeah, this game is going to be ass with a capital ass. So I think I'm gonna join you. I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
Courtney, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm taking the Broncos.
Okay. You just like Bo Nix?
I gotta stand.
Courtney didn't pick the Broncos like every week.
Also, I really like the Broncos defense. I like the Broncos defense. I think they're better than what they say they are. I know Denver's offense is fucking Cortland Sutton and then a bunch of dudes, but so is the Raiders offense. Fuck it. Give me the Broncos.
The Broncos. We got a NFC West matchup here. The San Francisco 49ers will return home. I just want to say this. Chris McCaffrey, you had a great career, my brother. Amazing running back. But when you start getting injuries that niggas never heard of, and you trying to go to Germany to get the Kobe surgery, and even the Kobe surgery not working, it's a wrap, my boy. It's a wrap.
He's the exclusive new injuries
for this season. For this season,
no, he's done. Ain't this season? He's
wait. What
done.
happened now? I know he had like Achilles tendonitis or something in not one but two.
The name of what he got, I've never heard of before. It's like a new injury.
He had something. I didn't know he had something
They're
else.
saying they hope that he can be in practicing for him by November. That boy is cooked. I hate to say it. I like Run CMC, but it's a wrap. The Niners, like you said, Niners, the Cardinals stink, man. I think the Niners will win this one. It'll be a little goofy game because that's just how NFC West games are. But I'm gonna take the Niners in this one. Go ahead, man.
Man, it is hard for me
to see Christian McCaffrey where he's at.
but luckily they're going against teams like the Cardinals that could smooth things over. Niners big.
Niners big. Go ahead, Courtney. What you got?
Yeah, I'm going with the Niners. I'm not sold on the Arizona Cardinals offense right now. Give me the Niners.
Yeah, who is the coach in Arizona right now? Does anybody know?
Some dude that was with the Eagles, the defensive coordinator.
Some dude that was with the Eagles. That's it. Buddy Ass with the Eagles is the head coach. Head coach Buddy Ass.
Oh yeah. Jonathan Gannon.
Yep,
that's who it is. Jonathan Gannon. SoFi Stadium will be looking like Lambeau Field West. They'll be hosting the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love looked like a BLT merchant last Sunday. Didn't look like he's supposed to be out there playing, but he's playing through it. Man, look, I'm going with the Rams, and this ain't got nothing to do with my Packer hate. I just legitimately think that the Rams are going to be very prepared. I think you got another great play caller in Sean McVay going up against LaFleur. I think that the defense will be a little bit ready, and I just don't think that Jordan Love is right now. So I'm going to go with the Rams in a very close game. Go ahead, man.
Oh, my bad. I just saw some shit on Ball Alert that they just fucked some shit up. My bad. I got the Rams winning this game.
I mean, it is Ball Alert.
Yeah, I got the Rams winning this game. They played us very well. They had the game against the Niners. The Packers, even though they end up coming back in that game against the Vikes, still don't know if Jordan Love is all the way right. So I'm gonna
do we know if Jordan Love is even like really, really good yet?
We don't know that either.
Because I kind of feel like a lot of people, all Packer hate aside.
No, for real. And it makes me, and I'm riding with the Rams, but I'm also wondering, listen, I know you paid Jordan Love all this bread, but like, is it worth exploring maybe bringing Malik Willis in on like a Taysom Hill type shit and like maybe kind of exploring that and adding it into the offense? Because, I mean, the Packers look pretty good with Malik Willis. I know you don't pay a dude all that money to bring in another quarterback, but like also,
I think Malik and both LaFleur have shown that they can hold the fort until Jordan Love is 100%. Even with him being 100%, he was throwing a lot of bullshit in that Eagles game. Like, I don't know if he's good yet. Like, I think we know he's good. He's a good quarterback. He's not bad.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying like bring him in, but I'm just saying.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying in general, whether he's healthy or not. I'm just not 100%. I think that too many people are way too sold on Jordan Love. But next game, man, we've got the Seattle Seahawks coming off a Monday Night Football loss where they play absolutely no defense against the Detroit Lions. They'll be playing the New York Giants. The New York Giants will probably be without their one offensive weapon, Malik Neighbors, who is still dealing with concussion symptoms. I think the Seahawks going to win this one. The Seahawks going to win this one big. Bang, what you got?
Man, I got the Seahawks in the route. Ain't nothing else to be said.
Courtney, same thing.
I too got the Seahawks. Big day from Kenneth Walker, I hope. I need about 2-3 TDs, and I'll be a happy girl. Give me the Seahawks.
Give you the Seahawks, man. These next games, Sunday night football in Steel City at Heinz Field. I'm still calling it Heinz Field. I don't care what the new name is. It's Heinz Field to me, nigga. You're gonna see the Steelers, who are 3-1 right now, trying to go 4-1. Justin Fields on prime time. This is gonna be a massive game for Justin because Justin has not had a lot of good primetime games. So I'm really to see if he can take the next leap on this one. He hasn't reached advertisement status, as I've seen TJ Watt in every advertisement of this game. which I thought they're at least going to throw Justin in there. Mike Tomlin got to stop telling us that, when Russ gets healthy, we'll talk. There's nothing to talk about, my boy. Russell Wilson.
Let me let you. I don't care.
Russell Wilson should be holding that clip. Russell Wilson should be doing what a lot of us wish we were doing. That's making love to Sierra. Don't worry about playing football. You had a great career. You're a Super Bowl champion. You know what I'm saying? You got Rihanna pregnant. You got Sierra pregnant like 5 times. You are a winner in my book, brother. But it is over, and it is the Justin Skylar Fields era in Pittsburgh. The Cowboys stink. They stink. This defense stinks. And I think they're going to lose this one. And we're going to have to start to talk about the Steelers real seriously after this win. And I got a big Justin Fields game. I think Justin Fields gives you 3 touchdowns, 2 in the air, 1 on the ground. Go crazy, my boy. Bang, how you got this one going?
Man, as much as I want Justin Fields to be stellar in this game, I'm going to pick the Cowboys because I'm not for sure if this moment is going to be big enough for Justin Fields. Might just be a tad too big for him, man.
Here's my question for you, though. If he has a great game, does the conversation change a little bit?
It should.
It should. If he has a great game, it should. It should. I'm just not for sure that that's going to happen. Let me just say it like this. For this particular game right here, because this game is in Dallas, correct?
No, it's in Pittsburgh.
No.
Oh, I thought this was in Dallas.
Nope, this is in Pittsburgh.
Does that change things for you?
Yes, it does.
Okay,
Yes,
there
it
we
does.
go. There we go.
I have the Pittsburgh Steelers because if we have Pittsburgh, you got to understand Pittsburgh versus Dallas is a
Classic.
significant game, a classic when it comes to this Super Bowl. I think they've played in 3 Super Bowls against each other. These are 2 franchises that has held down the NFL, the 70s, the 90s, team of the decade. This is a Sunday night game, and if it's going to be in Dallas, or if it was going to be in Dallas, I would have picked the Cowboys here. But you're going to see a whole bunch of terrible towels going off in Pittsburgh. The atmosphere is going to be playoff-like, and I think that's going to be enough for the Pittsburgh Steelers and Justin to pull it out. So I got the Pittsburgh Steelers in the close one.
Courtney, how you got this one going?
Yeah, that Steelers defense is elite. Give me Pittsburgh all day.
What are your Justin Fields thoughts?
I like Justin Fields. I've always liked Justin Fields, and I maintain that Justin Fields wasn't the issue in Chicago. Did he do a lot of bozo-ass stuff? Absolutely. But, look at the circumstances. And that's no Caleb Williams shade.
No, I think every Bears fan, well, most sane Bears fan,
I mean,
should
he
know
got a
that Justin wasn't a
bad
problem.
deal, and I'm happy that he's thriving with his new boo.
Yes, I just want to stop hearing about him with his new boo. This is like,
Then we gotta stop giving them.
No, it's like somebody said, it's like, stop checking on your ex. Yeah, that's true. But
Sometimes you gotta just pull up on the Instagram.
No, I don't know.
Make sure that somebody else is holding the phone so you don't accidentally double click anything.
Yeah, but see, pulling up on the Instagram and
what?
Is that a unique experience? No. Okay, so one person has to hold the phone, okay, like this.
Somebody has Instagram stalking experience.
Yes.
I'm a woman. I'm basically in the CIA.
Touche. You got me right there. But it's the difference between looking at your ex Instagram and your homeboys always put, look what Shorty doing. That's what
It's like that. It's like that meme of the couple that's walking and then the girl walks by and he turns around
Yeah, I got nothing but love, respect for Justin. I don't want to hear it all the time.
We'll revisit this after that Bears 5-game stretch, and we'll see how we're feeling.
I hope so. I hope so. And that message was to Mikey, who always puts that in the chat. Or as Bang said, this ain't a Steel City chat. I don't want to keep hearing about what's going on with Justin Fields, man. But by the way, I think Cowboys and Steelers is my game of the week. I think that's how much hype is around this one. Final game, and then we're gonna take our last break.
Game of the week, baby.
And then we're going to take our last break and then bring our homie Kyron Samuels in just a minute. Monday Night Football, Chiefs Saints in Arrowhead Stadium with the worst parking lot in football. The Chiefs be welcoming Courtney Saints. The Saints, I feel like they're at a crossroad right now. They really, really need this dub. to get back to their winning ways. And even though the Chiefs are 4-0, not really impressed. Not really impressed. Still think there's question marks there. Having said all that, this is Derek Carr. This is Arrowhead Stadium. Chris Jones is still live. Patrick Mahomes is still Patrick Mahomes. I got the Chiefs winning this one. It's gonna be a close, stupid game, but I got the Chiefs winning this one. Bang, how you got Monday Night Football going?
Saints getting their ass beat.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Just like that.
I'm not picking against the Chiefs until I have to. This is not going to be the day to do it.
Hot take city. Not so fast, my friend.
Not so fast, my friend.
I think the Saints are going to hand the Chiefs their first L, and it's going to be on Monday Night Football.
All right. That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
It would be hilarious. I would love to see it. I won't be on the show on Monday, so I won't be, and I know we ain't got one next Friday, but just see, we might have to do another emergency show.
Right. Do one on Wednesday. I'll do an emergency pod from the airport on Wednesday. All the Chiefs in trouble. Yeah, so that's all we got for the NFL, man. We're gonna close out the show with our guest, man. This guy joins us each and every week to talk little bit of college football, man. This is our guy, Kyron Samuels, man, from Sports Illustrated. Does a lot of great work over there. Y'all can follow him at Kyron Samuels on Twitter. Kai, how you feeling, my brother?
Doing good, man. Happy to talk a little bit of football tonight.
Definitely, man. Definitely excited to talk about that, man. We are starting week 6 in college football, man. A great slate of games last week. Crazy weekend. Don't know if you're going to get a crazy weekend like that this week, but let's just kind of like a mid-season check-in here, man. Let's talk about some of the biggest surprises we've had this season. What are some of your biggest disappointments that you've seen this season?
Biggest surprise, I would say, would just be how good Colorado's defense has been. I knew that they would be good on offense. I knew as long as Shedeur was healthy and the offensive line improved just a little bit, that they would be able to score points. But seeing how good the defense has been pretty incredible. They're tied for 17th in turnovers right now, forced turnovers, that is, which is really like tied for like 8th, really, but there's just a bunch of teams right there on top of them in terms of being tied at 7. So they've been very productive getting the ball away. They have only allowed 26 points in the second half of ball games this season. So as long as they've been able to keep a game close in the first half, they haven't allowed much of anything in the second half. 2 of those touchdowns were in garbage time, really 3 of them. So really they've only given up 1 touchdown that mattered, and that was to North Dakota State in the first game. So they've been stellar in the second half of ball games, and that's been a big surprise to me. So to see them sitting at 4-1 in the Big 12, and with a legitimate chance, if they can get through this next stretch with Kansas State, and I believe they play Arizona after that, if they can get through that 2-game stretch and win or split that, they could be right there in the thick of the hunt in the Big 12, and that's a big surprise to me.
Definitely. Courtney, what's some of your surprises that you've seen, at the halfway mark here in this season?
Well, I guess I'm gonna go a little bit more niche because I am a sicko, and San Jose State in the Mountain. I know Mountain West football. What are you talking about? I went to UNLV for a year, so I have a particular fondness for Mountain West football. And San Jose State has really impressed me. Emmett Brown came over from Washington State and has just really been able to take command of that offense. Nick Nash, who's one of their wide receivers, is a top 5 wide receiver in all of college football. I think he's like number 4 in total not total yardage, but in receptions. I think he actually might have the most receptions, and he has 8 touchdowns so far. That San Jose State offense has really impressed me, and I'm curious actually to see if they can keep that momentum going this weekend. They play at San Jose State tomorrow against Nevada, and I know that, again, garbage time football for a lot of people, but Mountain West football.
Nah, that's a good point. One more I got to throw out, though. Yeah, right. Florida State, man. That is probably the biggest surprise now that I really think about it. I didn't think they would be as good as they were last season. I didn't think they would get back to the playoffs, but I thought they would be competitive, maybe win the ACC 10-2, 9-3 type season. They're going to be lucky to win 3 ball games this year. That's got to be one of the biggest surprises for me as well.
They play Clemson this weekend?
Yeah, they play Clemson.
Good luck.
So tough sledding for them.
Yeah.
Bang, what's your biggest surprise?
My biggest surprise, I'm not about to sit up here and act like I watch a whole bunch of college football,
And my weekends have been crazy. But to see Illinois where they're at currently right now was actually a surprise to me. I thought maybe one more year before we start to see some type of improvement for them. But even watching that Penn State game last week, they were in it for the majority of the game, and they were at Happy Valley as well. So I was pretty shocked at seeing Illinois being able to stay close to one of the better teams in the big, however many teams that they have right now. Also, Colorado, like I said, Colorado's defense. I still stick to the sky's gonna fall probably these next couple of weeks. But the fact of the matter is that defense, which was putrid last year, has been way better than advertised. And in order for this team to be successful, they need that defense to be that. And even though I feel like the sky might fall a little bit, at the same time, the fact that they have a defense which is flying around the ball right now, I really dig it. So I've been killing Dion in Colorado these last couple of weeks, but I got to give them some love, man. They've been a big surprise for me.
Go ahead, Courtney. You say you had a question?
Yeah. So I know we're about to get into some top matchups that we got going on this weekend, but I really want to ask you real quick what your thoughts are on Mizzou in this matchup that they have this weekend against Texas A&M.
I actually think that Mizzou's in trouble. I haven't seen enough from them in the games they played. The Boston College game was a struggle, and I think Boston College is a decent team, but probably put on a little bit of a pedestal nationally because of what they did to Florida State, which in my opinion doesn't mean much now at this point because everybody's really done that to Florida State. So I haven't really seen enough from Mizzou to feel like they'll be able to go to Kyle Field, an early game. Nobody likes to play at 11 o'clock, Central Time, and get up early and go through the pregame routine and play like that. So being at home is an even bigger factor, in my opinion, when you're playing those early games. And then, Texas A&M defense is stout, man. They've been battle tested. They've played some tough teams already. They've already opened the season with Notre Dame, even though a team like Bowling Green, who people might not think is a tough team, but they've taken Penn State and Texas A&M to the brink. And they proved that they're a very solid ball club, top to bottom, and they can handle people. So I feel like they've been more battle tested, and I feel like their defense is better when they're at home. Give me that team at home to protect home field because I haven't seen enough from Missouri, at least consistently, for me to pick them over a team like Texas A&M that's so good at the little things, at the little details. They're not going to beat themselves.
I think it's a good point to talk about being tested. I think a team that I want to get your opinion on is what's your thought on Ohio State? Right now they're ranked 3-0. I mean, they're ranked number 3. They're 4-0 right now. They're getting ready to play Iowa tomorrow. They've got Jeremiah Smith. He's my brother. He's a diehard Buckeye fan. Always says true freshman. And I'm yelling at all the time. What's your thoughts on Ohio State so far into this season?
It's tough to get a real read on them. Obviously, they're extremely talented. I think that's what I'm seeing the most is that they have a lot of erasers. I still think a lot of the problems that have plagued them in years past are still there. Some of the coaching decisions, some of just the silly mistakes, penalties, inopportune turnovers and stuff like that. But what they do have now that I don't think they've had on both sides of the ball consistently enough are erasers. When I say that, I mean guys that can erase a fuck up with a great play. A guy like Caleb Downs, who when somebody blows an assignment, he's good enough to come across the field, read to get downhill and make a play for no gain or a short gain that would have been a 10, 12-yard gain before. Or a guy like Jeremiah Smith, where I believe they have, probably the most talented wide receiver room in the country, but they haven't had many guys. Like even Marv, I think it's different. I'm not saying this kid is better than Marv yet. I think people are premature with that. They're jumping out the window. But what he does have is that go-get-it factor that I don't think Marv and some of those other guys had. You literally can just say, F it, he's down there somewhere, and he'll make a play. As opposed to Marv will route somebody up, get open. He's really good in certain situations. If you get him one-on-one, make a decent throw, he'll come down with it. But Jeremiah is an eraser. He literally just throw it down there. He'll be able to grab it. He'll get it. So even guys like I got to give Lathan Ransom some credit. He's been doing a really good job at forcing turnovers, being where he's supposed to be. And those two running backs, Henderson and Judkins, when they've struggled a little bit, they've been able to lean on that run game. And that's something that they haven't really had consistently in the past as well. So I don't know how good they are yet. I think they're very talented. But one thing I have noticed, and I think is going to be great for them down the stretches, they have those erasers and those guys that can make you, they can put you in a good opportunity even if you have bad play.
Courtney, what's your take on Ohio State? I know you was wondering about, what they've been doing.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to, obviously I was not, unless you're a fan of Ohio State, or who they played last week, Michigan State. You probably were not watching that game because I definitely was not. But I went back and tried to watch a little bit of it. And I mean, I don't think Michigan State is a great team, but I don't think that they're a bad team. So I mean, when's the last time that Ohio State lost to a team that wasn't Michigan, right? Act like Michigan proper, right? I hate to even rook Michigan State like that. I don't know if I've seen enough, but I know that they're incredibly talented. I'm always, maybe because it's the SEC in me, I'm just incredibly wary of any team that isn't from the SEC because that's just like every week, right? It's some kind of test. Even this weekend, again, getting into number one games to watch. I want to watch Tennessee and Arkansas.
Yeah, that's my game.
I'm so tapped into that game. I'm stoked.
Yep. That's my game for sure.
I just want to get your take too on, we talk about young talents, talk about Jeremiah Smith. What do you like that you see from Arch Manning in these first couple of games? There was a lot of hype on him coming into the season. Not know if he's going to play or not yet, but now he's been thrown into it with the injury to Ewers. What have you liked that you've seen from Arch over these, first couple of games?
What I like about Arch is that he's confident. Like, he doesn't look like a kid out there that's second guessing anything. He plays with the air of confidence and the air that he has an ability that a lot of other kids don't have, and that's true. And I think it's twofold, though. Like, it's getting him in trouble a lot. He's throwing a lot of bad interceptions or forcing balls where he shouldn't. But it also allows for some of those explosive plays. And as he grows and learns when to use it and when not to use it, that confidence is going to be the thing that separates him from everybody. So I like what I've seen from Arch, but I also think that people got to calm down on some of the hype that we've seen. Like, when Quinn gets back, Quinn is the guy. I think Arch played just good enough for you to be excited about the future and be excited about what he is. It just bad enough. Made some of those rookie mistakes and made some of those just inopportune decision making that you have to go with the guy that's gotten you there. Quinn has been one drive away from going to a national championship last year. He's gone into the big house and beat Michigan. He's gone into Tuscaloosa and beat Alabama. He plays the best in the biggest games. So I think all the hype that he's the guy right now, and you got to leave Quinn there. That's just silly talk to me. But I do like what I've seen from from Arch, and I think over the course of the season he'll get to learn more. And by this time next year, we'll be talking about him as one of the better quarterbacks with Nico and some of those guys that are getting the praise that they deserve right now. But I like what I've seen from Arch. He's on the right track.
Courtney, have you been impressed by what you've been seeing from young Arch Manning? You on mute, big dog.
My bad. I said, yeah, I'm a little jealous. I'm a hater. I'm for sure a hater. The fact that you have two quarterbacks that are able to come in it makes me sick to my stomach. I'm jealous. An embarrassment of riches in Texas. But yeah, I've been really impressed by the poise, but I guess it comes with the name, right?
Yeah, I kind of been like that Chappelle show skit with the three Daves, when I think it was like 25-year-old Dave, and he was like, the Wayans got it. It's Marvel. Like, that's how I feel when I see Arch Manning play. Like, it's more Manning. Like that's Cooper's son, right?
Yes. Cooper's son.
I did think it was funny that Peyton said he leaves like minute voice messages on Arch's phone, like to tell him about stuff you've been reading. Man, what'd you like from Arch that you see?
Man, I mean, it's somebody who hate the Manning family because what they did to us in the Super Bowl.
No, Manning didn't do that. That was Dominic Rose and Joseph Adai.
I know, but still he reaped the damn benefits of the shit. No, man, it's not too much I was surprised on. Because shit, Ewers probably shouldn't even be there in the first place. Like, I'm not saying that he would have been a first rounder. He probably needed this, but there's a reason why people thought that Manning should probably transfer to go somewhere else so he could just start playing, because he really should be out there on the field. So against a lesser opponent, I wasn't too surprised. Now you get him in front of some of these bigger programs, that's when I want to see if he is legit. When we get a little bit deeper in the schedule, that's when I would love to see him, but we're not going to be able to see that unless Ewers get hurt again. So I wasn't too surprised. I expect that to happen when you go up against lesser competition.
Definitely. Kyle, I want to get your opinion on something we were talking last week. Not last week, but on Monday's show. Coming off the big game they had last week, and we kind of talked about Trav a couple weeks ago, but we had a debate about whether or not Travis Hunter should be the Heisman favorite. Me and Courtney are both saying when you have somebody that is as great as a dual threat as he is, and I don't believe that you've seen people who even played at both positions be as great at wide receiver as he is. Banks says the quarterback award, he's gonna have to do more to kind of like overcompensate to do that. What do you think about Travis's Heisman chances basically here at the halfway mark of the season?
Well, for me, he's the favorite. He was the favorite before this past game where he put on that show. But I think there's two conversations. There's what the award is and what it should be. If you're going off of what it should be, he should be your favorite, no questions about it. And Ashton Jeanty from Boise State should be your number 2 at this point. Mm-hmm. Those two should be the top 2 if we're talking about the most outstanding player. But the way it is, Bang, it is a quarterback award. It's become a quarterback award on the best team or a team in the playoff hunt or a team in the thick of it. Unless you do something just outstanding. Like you have to have a Lamar Jackson type season. You have to have a Johnny Manziel type season where you're doing something transcendent that we haven't really seen before. And the only person that's doing that, well, 2 people that are doing it right now, is Ashton Jeanty and Travis Hunter. So those would be my top 2. But I think that you got to put it this way. People have him evaluated as a top wide receiver, top 2, him and Tedero McMillan from a draft perspective. They also have him rated as a top 2 cornerback with Will Johnson. And nobody's ever done that before. Like people keep trying to compare him to somebody, or they're like Woodson or even Gamble, who was fantastic, even Champ Bailey. All those guys are fantastic, some of the greatest players we've ever seen, but none of them even came close to this level of output in terms of the snap count, playing this much on offense and this much on defense and producing at that clip. He's playing like over 120 plays a game or something crazy like that. Like nobody's ever come close to this and had the production to match. So all the respect to those guys. Those are legends, some of the best we've ever seen. But Travis is literally, people say it all the time, generational, doing something we've never seen before. But he is literally doing something we've never seen before. And at this point, this is why I said it was so interesting about Colorado being in the hunt. Because if Colorado stays in the hunt, they don't even have to go win 10 wins. If you get to like 8-4, 9-3, then you can't deny his impact. Then he will be one of the top 25 teams in the country. And they'll have that record largely because of him and what he's able to do on both sides of the ball. So for me, he has to be the front runner, regardless of what the award is or what it should be. He's literally doing something we've never seen before.
That's also where I'm really excited to see how Colorado's going to play after their bye week, because I want to see if they're going to do the same thing they did last year, which is collapse when they got to like 4 wins and just they didn't win the game for the rest of the season. Or we're going to see a little different change this year. And I think that the defense and the way the defense has been playing really gives them more of a shot than it was before. Last topic here, and we're going to wrap the show up. God, what's your number 1 game to watch this week for people? You know, it's a big sports weekend. We got a lot of great baseball tomorrow as well. What's the number 1 game that you got your eye on there for this college football weekend?
Well, Tennessee, Arkansas was my number 1, but I'll leave that to Courtney. You can have that one.
No, brother, that's ours.
Okay, it's just we talked about Ohio State and having tests, right? I don't really think that Tennessee's been tested yet. I like Oklahoma's defense a lot, but they replaced all 5 starters on the offensive line. They benched their quarterback halfway through that game. That, to me, that wasn't really a test to see them against a complete full team. Arkansas is not a great team, but they are a good enough team to give you a scare. They have enough dynamic playmakers and the quarterback and Taylor Green and Jaquindon Johnson, their running back. They create enough turnovers. They're very pesky on defense. Their defensive coordinator, Travaris Williams, he gives you a ton of looks. His DBs are sticky. They're going to be in their faces all night. It's a very good game, too, because it's going to be at Arkansas at night. It's going to be a great environment. You're going to see Tennessee in an environment they haven't really been in. I know that people are going to talk about the Oklahoma game, but to me, Oklahoma went to that game handicapped, and then they finished the game even more handicapped than they were to start the game. I think Arkansas is fighting for their coaches, too. I think when you talk about Sam Pittman, he's on the ropes. He needs a win like this. He needs a performance. I think he just came off a very tough loss last week, a 21-17 loss to Texas A&M, a game they should have won. Or I won't say should have, could have won. And then the Oklahoma State game was a game that they should have won. So this team very realistically could be sitting here at 5-0. They're probably playing for their coach right now. They love that guy, and I think they'll go into the game with a little attitude. So we'll see a lot more from Tennessee this game than we did in the Oklahoma game. If they come and blow these guys out, I'll be far more impressed by what they did tomorrow instead of what they did against Oklahoma State. So I'm excited to see this game because I think we're going to learn a lot about both teams.
Courtney, you got the same game or you got a different one?
I was
Same
having
one?
the exact same feelings. That game is what I'm most looking forward to tomorrow.
I will have that game circled. I will definitely be tuning into that. Kai, anything you want to push before we get you up out of here?
No, I don't want to push anything personally, but I would say 2 other games to watch is watch Rutgers in Nebraska. That's going to be a great game. Rutgers is sitting there 4-0, Nebraska sitting there 4-1. And then another game I want to watch is the Michigan-Washington game because it's a rematch of last year's national championship game, but neither one of those teams look like the same team from last year. So it's kind of a crossroad game for both programs. Like if Michigan wins this game, they're going to be on the right track. And even though the offense sucks and they can't throw the ball, if they can find ways to win with defense and run game, they're going to be sitting in the thick of the hunt in the Big Ten. In Washington, they need a win like that. After losing to Washington State and blowing a couple of games, they need to get back on track. So that's a big one for me as well. But appreciate you guys having me on as always, and holler at me anytime.
Definitely, man. He is Kyron Samuels. He is our college football correspondent for the season. Y'all can follow him at Kyron Samuels on social media. Kai, we're going to holler at you, my guy.
Appreciate it, man. See y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is all for this edition of I'm Not Gonna Hold You. Like I said, next week, the schedule will be as follows. We will have our show on Monday, per usual, that we usually have. But next Friday, there will be no show. Me and Dante will be in London getting ready for this Bears game. Check out all of our Bears coverage. So the Bears going to be in London the entire week, so we'll be covering the practices as well. So look out for all that on Barber's Chair, 79th and Hallis, everything like that, man. Courtney, Bang, anything y'all want to say before we wrap up?
Nah, man, good show today. Have a good sports weekend. I read something that's like basically a lot of football is going to be happening in these next couple of months. So I'm probably not going to be doing shit, but watching the games that Courtney tell me to watch.
Yeah, Courtney gave you some
homework.
Some homework.
Even though I don't believe Iowa's going to score this weekend.
Caleb Johnson is one of the best running backs in college football right now. And like I said, if Ashton Johnson wasn't doing the things that he's doing, then we would be having maybe a little bit of a different discussion about potential Heisman finalists.
I know. Shouts out to my Iowa family.
And again, if Travis Hunter wasn't doing the things that he was doing and Trey Harris down at Ole Miss, we might be talking a little bit more about Nick Nash at San Jose State. Maybe not so much only on the Biletnikoff watch list, but maybe in that Heisman top 10, area. So tap into that San Jose State game tomorrow. If you are in the Bay Area, go to San Jose State. They're doing a great little thing called Brew and Vine. Go hit that up tomorrow. $50 gets you into the game, gets you unlimited food and wine. I would be there if I could.
That sounds incredible. Y'all can follow me on all social media platforms at Barchair Scott. Y'all can follow Courtney at 1-800-CALLER-BRO on all social media platforms. Follow Bang at JR Bang. Visit our Patreon, patreon.com/Barbershop Network, man. If you can see this QR code, take your phone up to the screen and take you right to the website. All different tiers. If you subscribe to the $10 Barbershop Network tier for a first-time subscriber, you will get 25% off on your first order at the Barbershop Network shop, and that is bcnetshop.com. You can get your I'm Not Gonna Hold You merch, Barbershop merch, and get your 10th anniversary 79th and Hallis merch. I can't believe I've been doing that podcast that long, but check that out, bcnetshop.com, man. Y'all enjoy this good football weekend, and we gonna holler at y'all on Monday to recap it all. We up out of here, man.